Okay, well, hello everyone. Um, if you feel like chit chatting, I posted the link. Hey, Dirt Guy, Raccoon Man, good to see you guys. Boy, oh boy, do we got do we got a little show this morning? Yeah. No Shino sightings. No Shano sightings. Uh, so hey Guido, hey Bacon. Um, you guys, this shit was fucking hilarious. I don't know what inspired me. Apparently, Ed told me last night, but I wasn't really reading chat and stuff. And so I do my typical rounds. Check out TikTok, check out YouTube, check out Facebook. And old Joey Boy leaves a comment. Derek, I'm reporting you to the FBI. I'm reporting you to the FBI. Blah, 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 blah. So I said, enough of this, enough. And I just left a little message for Joey's mom, asking her why she raised such a fucking piece of shit. Fucking mooch. Uh, Joey, things are getting real, bud. You don't want them to go real. They never work out for you. I'm not impersonating anything. Never have, never will. I don't. That's not my game, dude. I take that back. I did. I left those Google reviews in your name. Yes, I did. Um, but you deserved it. Look, I don't just attack random people. You know what I mean? That's not me. Uh, shit. I'm still fucking trying to wake up, man. I got drinking last night. Um, I like this. I can play videos and be up here at the same time. Clear audio and all that jazz. I kind of just cheated. I just do the audio through my phone and stuff. I can, instead of messing with this computer. Cause I had went back and looked or listened, and I'm like, God damn, that audio does suck ass. So I'm not doing that shit anymore. The FBI is watching. Yeah, the FBI is watching. Oh my God. Betty, did you see my response to to Joey's mom? Joey knows who Axel Canada is, so it won't be any surprise who's responding. Uh, I don't even. I really didn't even ever want to go by that name, Axel Canada, but there was this guy back, Bacon. You Betty, Raccoon. You guys may not know. There's this guy named Slash Canada, right? And this is like back in 2019 when YouTube first launched their streams or whatever, right? You could do the StreamYard shit. There's this guy named, he went by Slash Canada, and he would get drunk and stoned and shit all up on panel and stuff. And I used to fuck with them. And so I made this Axel Canada account in response to him, kind of a thing. And I don't know. A Balance thought it was funny, so I fucking just kept running with it. In fact, Viper did a video on TikTok. She goes, "Oh, when your man's named after a motor part or something, some stupid shit." Because when I first got in touch with Viper, I didn't let her know who I was at first. I just she only knew me as Axel Canada. Axel. so so good times, good times. How's everybody doing this morning? Oh, it's not Dirt Guy. Come on. It's not crackling. Yeah, I saw that, Queen Bee. Yeah. Yep. No, come on, Bacon. It is not. That's probably just my voice. Trust me, if it was broken last night, TC would have said something. And I'm using my phone, so I'm not covering up the mic with my hand. Puberty round 2. Would you stop? A frozen water bottle? No, that's my morning voice. That's what you're hearing. That's my clear the cobwebs out of my head voice. It's like those people that get high and think they sing good. Uh, yeah. Well, I don't see you up here talking. No, I was like Bacon when I first started. I was like Bacon, just like everybody else. They cringe when they hear their own voice. And then I had and then David showed up, and his whiny pitch ass voice fucking made me feel 10 times better. Oh, stop, Dirt Guy. I'm breaking the laws. Joey says I'm breaking the law. Yeah, I heard the dingy, but nobody's showed up. Oh, Jesus. You know, Bacon, I got to take back that shit I said about your voice. It was only because I had been listening to fucking Rainbow Screamer for like 2 days to appreciate your voice. Your voice really isn't as good as I thought it was. Now, what are you guys doing with these pets? You guys take them back and forth. You guys like, I don't, I don't get it. Yeah, well, like I said, just like with K9, that's where I said to Dave, I said, "Hey, I think I found a woman for you." He left a Oh, he still leaves messages on all my shit. It was a video I had made of Diane, and I said he left some smart ass comment. I said, I found a woman for you, Dave." He's like, "No thanks." J. Edgar Hoover. Now he posted that, it said 10 hours ago. And it's 9:30 and nobody is here this morning. So what seems to be the holdup? Well, I'm not gonna do a real long stream, man. I want to get back to work. I gotta organize my shed and shit. My garage, if you could call it that. Not that a car can fit in there. I'll call it a garage anyway. Orange is your favorite color? Oh, okay. I'll post it again. All right, Nanny. Come up, Nanny. And she got so mad at me the other day calling her. I told her her voice sounds like the nanny. Hey, Nanny.
Yeah, fuck you. I got mad at you for that, but I'm breaded chicken, so I can't stay. I just come to tell you, nobody's lying to you in chat. You're crackling. It's not your voice, it's your mic.
Oh, well, let me see if I can't fix it.
Nobody's lying to you in chat.
All right, I don't. Shit. Let's see here. It shouldn't.
I gotta go. I gotta call, but I just want to let you know. Thanks for letting me up.
How about now? Is that better? Is that better? I had it on a speakerphone and not a default. Apparently, I didn't know it changed. Oh, thanks, Dirt Guy. All right, good. Hello? Oh. Ah. All right. Okay. Well, my apologies. My apologies. Oh man. It's supposed to be another hot one today. It's been getting up to like 85, 80, I think 87 yesterday was the high. The turtles are loving it though. All right, let me get a cigarette. Figure this shit out. So where's Shane and Rainbow? I thought they were going to be the next YouTube stars. It can be kind of hard to be a YouTube star if you don't let anybody know what channel you're on. That doesn't make sense. Where did my lighter go? What kind of turtles do I have? I got a bunch of them. They're all out in a 300 gallon pond outside. I agree. We do need a break from them too. Dirt guy, you would never. I'll find you, dirt guy. Oh, what do we got here? Raccoon Man.
I was gonna tell you, on this lake I live on, I'm on the south end of it, and let's see. It's probably here in the next week or so. I'll have the turtle migration where they come inland to lay their eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been here 20 something years, dude, and I've seen thousands of turtles. I am not exaggerating. I have seen over 100 during a day
Well,
trapping through my backyard. Yeah,
that's ex. I love to hear shit like that. The turtles, they really have a hard time in life. Um, I know
they
when my
they lay eggs all around my house, and I get the dogs over here to run the raccoons off because they just wipe them out. But yeah, if people are turtle people, I'm not a big turtle person, but I like watching them and shit. And I've got all types. I mean, from snappers all the way down to paints and boxes and all type of amphibian turtles. Pretty cool.
yeah, I was a turtle. Well, I got these turtles for Becca to give her something to do, but she didn't, and then she ended up moving out. I got stuck with them, but because she was having problems, like because she was just stayed at home and was having fits and stuff. So I was like, okay, well, let me get her some turtles. I mean, that'll
Find her
give her
something to
some.
do.
Yeah, but I got them, and like 3 4 months later, she moved out. So, um, there's a channel that's a really cool channel. I think his name Gator Boy. He's in Louisiana down there.
Yeah, I've seen him, Gator Boy.
Yeah, yeah, dude. Now he's got some nice setups, and he with the gators and shit like that.
Yeah, that him and the other boys I've watched, they're crazy. They go get in those uh low level low water areas and hunt them giant alligator snapping turtles. They're fucking crazy, man. Ain't no way. I'd rather go in with an alligator. At least I can see it. A turtle, you can't see that son of a bitch.
Oh, you're talking about the snapper turtles down there. Yeah, those are the
That's
biggest
what we
turtles in
call
the world.
alligator.
The
They call
alligator snappers. Yeah.
they're the prehistoric ones that live like hundreds and hundreds of years and get huge.
Yeah, yeah. Those are cool. I mean, I don't have the energy. I mean, if I was rich and shit, I'd get all these kind of pets like that, but I don't have the money for all that.
You ever watched them hunt them?
Yeah, yeah, they there's different ways. I don't know if they use a stick or something. I,
Uh uh. They get in a boat and they just float around and they look for air bubbles.
right, okay.
Yeah, and they'll be laying on the bottom. So somebody will get out, and the actual guy that catches them, he'll go out and with bare feet touch along the bottom till he touches the shell.
Yeah,
Then
I
he
ain't putting
goes
my
down and grabs the son of a bitch.
I ain't putting my foot in. Fuck, those things will fucking take your toe right off. They're
Look,
crazy.
there was a thing called the Turtle Ranch. It was on I-90. It was west of New Orleans. And this was, God, back in the late 70s, early 80s. And it was where these guys that would go out in the swamp and catch these fuckers, this is where they took them in. It was kind of like a fucking auction house. And they had a pond in the back that they kept them alive in. And it was a live turtle farm. And these high dollar restaurants and shit in New Orleans, they have buyers that would come and pick out the turtles they wanted. And I mean, it was big money, it was all cash. And you'd see these old guys, these hunters or trappers, whatever they didn't trap them, they just got in the water and grabbed them. And Every one of them had like a thumb or a finger missing. I'm serious. These were swamp people. This what ain't the Hollywood shit that you see on History Channel and shit like that. That's make believe. These guys were like little tiny dudes, probably didn't weigh 110 pounds. True French, Acadian. And they all smoked cigarettes. They all looked the same, kind of olive skin looking people. And most of them couldn't, they could speak broken uh, English, but it was heavily French. And but that's all gone now. But I did get to see some of that when I was a kid growing up, and when I first started working down in the South. Actual
No,
turtle place, man. It was right alongside the highway. You just stop. You could go
no.
look at turtles.
My my grandparents had a house on the Manistee River, a couple of acres, and yeah, the turtles. I remember there'd be hundreds of little baby turtles running to the shore all the way from the back. Now I've had some pet alligators. I was in my early 20s. I had one that was like four, about 3.5, 4 feet long. He was pretty
You,
cool.
if you hand raise them, they're like a snake. They realize you're the parent and the food giver, and as long as you treat them right, you don't really have any problem. You know,
I used to let them run around the house with the. I had two cats at the time.
they play.
Oh yeah, I don't know if you call it playing, but
Cats are running for their lives, huh?
nobody lost a paw. Well, we'll just say that. No, and
Walker.
one time, I'm sleeping, right? And I'm sleeping in late, like 11, 12 or something. And the fucking gator, I let him run around the house, but I didn't think he would get in my bedroom while he started basking in the sun on my bed. I wake up and I'm like, oh shit, I got this 4 foot alligator basking in my bed with me. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Sucker snoring, huh?
He climbed up there. I was like, damn.
Oh, they'll find heat. When I first moved out here, I had like my land ran right into the water, so there was a couple of spots where I had gators, and I would see them in the evening time, and I always wondered where they come from because they'd pop up in the late evening, right at dark. I was like, where'd they swim in? But I never could see them swimming in. I never figured out where they were coming from. And after about, I don't know, 10 years or so, they drained the lake for the first time in a long time. And they left it drained for about 6, 7 months. And this was a man made lake. So the bottom dries up and it's back to the original features of the old area. And I could ride my 4-wheel drive back there and go way back into the lake and fish and whatever where the water receded and ride my 4-wheeler. The people that had cleared this place out have built them a half-assed little boat slip. And when this thing drained about 3.5, 4 foot down, along the side of that boat slip was a pile of dirt. And there was a cave under there. I'd say hole about maybe 3 foot. And I was like, holy shit, what would make a hole like that? I was thinking turtles or something. So I was telling this old man that lived across the street from me about it. He was just about to die. I told him what it was. He said, oh, that's an alligator nest. And I said, Dad explains it. He said, what do you mean? I said, every night, right at sunset, these alligators would pop up, but I couldn't never see them swimming in. I didn't know where they were coming from. He said, oh, they was sleeping right there in that hole. If I'd have gone out there walking around, they'd probably eat me.
I can't find that guy's channel. The one with all the pets, the gator guy.
Yeah.
I can't find his channel right now.
But
Yeah,
I used to buy fried chicken, and then I'd buy raw chickens, and maybe once a month, twice a month, I'd go down there and throw them in the water for them, or leave them right there at the edge of the water. Hell, them some bitches got like dogs. If they see me walking around, they come and lay up on the bank watching me, thinking I was going to bring them some food.
I've when I had those when I have these reptiles or whatever, right? I always try to give them a variety of a diet, right? So they get all their nutrients and shit.
Yeah.
And you would eat, he'd eat fish. I get like the big 4 or 5 inch shiners for him because this is a fucking big ass gator. Well,
Yeah.
3.5, 4 feet. This fucking thing would eat pizza crust. he would
They eat
eat.
anything, dude.
He would
They
eat.
love junk food, man.
He would eat crayfish, but the one thing he didn't like were frogs.
No, they're poisonous to them.
I didn't know. Well, I don't. I didn't. Well, I don't know if these frogs were. They're Michigan frogs, but yeah, he didn't like them. He didn't eat them. Maybe they are poisonous to him. I don't know.
It's like dogs, man, or cats. My cats, they hunt. I'm telling you, I live in an amphibious world. I've got fucking frogs by the gazillion, bullfrogs,
Yeah.
and the little tiny babies come in my garage, and I leave the light on for a purpose. It'll bring the mosquitoes and stuff in, and the frogs will eat them. And the cats go in there and fuck with them and watch them. And sometimes they make a mistake and they get a baby toad frog instead of a bullfrog, and they get poisoned.
Huh.
Fucking
Interesting.
cat Boo Boo, man, he hunted bullfrogs for a long time until he got old, and I still ain't figured out why he eat the top part, the head, and leave you the legs, the good part. I was like, Boo, you eating the wrong end.
I've had
Seriously.
frog legs. They taste like chicken.
They're good. I'm not a
They're not
big
too bad.
frog leg eater, but I mean, I will eat them. Uh, but yeah, I live. I'll play one night when I'm gonna have to get me a damn laptop or an iPad Air or something, so I can StreamYard and do all that shit, and I can set this thing out. In fact, right now at nighttime, I could set the phone out, and y'all would be amazed at the level of frog noise. It's deafening.
Oh man, I don't know if I could live with that. Now that, well, I mean, I guess I'd get used to it.
You do, if you're not outside. If you're not outside, I mean, I can hear it inside, no problem. You can hear it. You had to turn TV off or whatever, but it's yeah, it's deafening. And then about this time of year, the gators are warmed up and it's mating season, and you'll hear them at night, and they make a bellowing
Yeah, they
call.
bellow.
Yeah, they
Yep.
bellow, and then they vibrate in the water, and you'll hear them. It sounds like a dog shaking in the water. And I don't know what that is. It's some type of communication amongst them. I think it. I don't know. It's attract to female or I'm a male here. Leave me alone if you're another male. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm trying to think because my gator did it a couple of times, and I was probably just more amazed at him doing it. You know
But you
what?
know what
You
I'm
know what?
talking about? They make the water vibrate. It looks like it's
Yeah.
raining.
Yep. Excuse me.
Or I
Yeah.
should say the water dances on itself. It's weird looking.
Mm-hmm.
I used
Yeah.
to duck hunt. I'd get in my P-row and go at early, like fucking 3, 4 o'clock, and get it in my spot and tie off. And I got to witness all kinds of water shit. I've had otters and other things come fucking swim up and try to climb in the boat with me and stupid shit like that. I got beaver. I mean, I got it all. If you're into animals.
I'm an outdoors guy. I'm not like a hunter, but like trapping and shit like that.
No, I don't
Netting.
hunt no more.
Yeah.
I'm an animal lover now, man. I got a serious animal addiction. I spend a lot of money feeding animals. I'm right now watching crows, squirrels. Uh, had some stray cats come by and eat, and but most of the animals are done eat by now.
You know what pisses me off is when I see people on YouTube or whatever. They're in Florida. They're trying to capture this gator that's in a pool or in a yard or whatever, and they're basically they're grabbing it by the tail, they're harassing it. You don't have to do all that. You just throw a blanket or a towel over his eyes and they fall asleep immediately. They're like they're just still because
Yeah,
they can't,
they're single function brains. They don't think in stereo.
it bothers me when I see people do that. It's like, dude, give me the job. I'll go down there and do it right. I mean, come on. I mean, you
And
can you can subdue a fucking 20-foot crocodile just by throwing a fucking blanket over his head. I mean, it's not rocket science.
okay, I ain't saying it happens, but tell me last time you seen somewhere in Louisiana somebody getting eat by an alligator or bit by an alligator.
You
In
don't hear,
Florida, it happens all the time because you got retarded people from the north that comes down and they think they don't ha- they don't know how to respect the animal, much less read the animal, and they just basically walk right up to it and they don't expect it to chase them.
yeah, yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
But if you grew up with that shit, they're kind of like if you don't fuck with them, you don't see them. They're very shy.
No, I agree. I agree. I don't. What are you gonna do though?
If you got brains, the chances of getting bit by alligator is like somebody getting bit by a great white shark. It's so fucking rare. But I mean, if you're stupid and you're gonna walk up to one, you get what you deserve, or you walk your fucking dog right along the edge of the water. Hello, fucking retards.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how they hunt, right at the edge of the water. They're ambush predators. They don't go chasing shit down. You walk toward them. So I always say when it's an alligator incident, it's not the alligator's fault. It's doing what an alligator does. You have a retarded person that wants to commit suicide.
So the gator I had, and I had him for a while.
Yeah.
He only bit me one time, and it was because I picked him up, and I kind of picked him up relatively quick, and he just swung his head around and tried to take a little bite out of my shoulder. Um,
He just gave you a nip saying,
yeah,
hey,
he
what
just
the
gave
fuck
me
are
a
you doing?
yeah, he just gave me a nip. I mean, it didn't take a chunk out or anything like that. It might have drawn a little blood. That was about it. It didn't even hurt. It just it shocked me more than anything. I'm like, damn, motherfucker. I would drive. I
Now, I'm
had
going
a
to tell you the one I'm worried about, that old man Sasquatch with that monitor lizard. What's
that.
his name?
Oh, no,
Bigfoot? Sasquatch?
his name's Sasquatch. It's not a monitor lizard. It's a different kind.
It's water monitor. Asian water monitor. He talked about it.
Oh, I thought it was that Taluga. I don't know.
It's an Asian water monitor, and they don't stop growing. They just keep getting giant. And I was like, told him, I said, you keep fucking around with that lizard, it's going. I said, those are the smart ones. They can figure out a way out of them cages and shit. And I said, you're gonna wake up one morning, and I said, the fucking lizard's gonna be on live stream burping because it done ate your ass. I'm more scared of them than I am a fucking alligator.
I think they're a little more aggressive. Like alligators can be pretty tame. I mean, for the most part.
You watch that guy on YouTube swims with them? Gator
Yeah.
Boy?
No, someone kidnapped his gator or some shit and let it loose, and they were all trying to track it for him. It's his therapy gator.
Yeah, and what's that guy that lives with one? Like 20 years?
That could be the same guy. I don't know.
They lay up on the couch and watch TV together and shit, and he pets it like a dog, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They can be. I mean, you still always have to have a little caution, but
If they're
yeah, they can.
properly fed and, they're not starving, they're not going to eat you, especially if you're providing food. They're that smart. You're the one that's bringing them the food. You're like Papa Lizard. They're not going to hurt you.
Right. Well, like if when you have turtles, they get accustomed to you feeding them, and then when you walk by their enclosure, they'll swim up thinking they're going to get food.
Or they'll
Turtles are like
track you. I've seen that. They'll track you with their eyes, they'll just follow you.
they do. They do one of two things: either they get scared and try to go hide, or they come up for the food. It depends on the turtle.
But I've got everything. I've got huge flocks of mourning doves and just, I got fish eagles. I got actual ball eagles that come through here fishing, and all types of falcons and hawks and shit like that, man.
Hey, did you check out Discord? Did you see the shit with Joey and Facebook?
Oh, where he shut his shit down?
He said he's no longer on TikTok, but no, on Facebook Derek, I
Okay.
called the FBI on you and all this.
Oh, I
You
had to
fuck.
look. I hadn't looked at it.
He's like, you fucked with the wrong person. I said, well, if he's gonna call me out on Facebook, I'm gonna go on Facebook and fuck with him. So I did,
Yeah.
and his mom had commented some shit. Oh, the trolls are just idiots and pathetic and all this. So I left a message for her. I said, what did I say?
Did you ask if she had a spare couch? Joey's coming home.
No, I didn't say that, but I I'm like, dude, you raised a fucking piece. I said, you must be proud to raise a son that's lazy ass and a scammer. And then at the very end, I said, you should get a job too, you mooch. Fuck. Oh man. He's not going to be happy when he sees that.
Yeah, well, that's all Joey's ever known since he was a little kid. As soon as he died, his daddy died, she was down at the Social Security office filing for widow's benefits.
Oh yeah.
And see, that's when Joey got into the thing. And now the story he says is he went to see a psychiatrist. Sure, he did. But he rolled straight out of a minor getting money into adult by playing the cuckoo.
Yeah.
And that's how he got. You remember he said he had to go to a psychiatrist and get whatever at 17, 18 years old. He had to do that because he wasn't going to college and he didn't finish high school. So it ended on his 18th birthday. If your widow or widow and spouse benefits will go till 24 or graduate college, whatever comes first.
Yeah, they're called survivor benefits.
Yeah, we had a friend, his daddy died, good friend of my brother, and he had a heart attack, and he was able to go to the big college, LSU in Baton Rouge. The government or whatever that thing is, that program, it paid for it, and he wouldn't get free college because I think he scored a bunch of scholarships and shit, but
I don't know if Becca still gets her survivor benefits, but she did
she's a
after her
widow.
dad died. No, her
Oh, after.
dad died. I was at work. And she comes up to my work
Yeah.
crying, and I'm like, Becca, calm down, man. Nobody died. And she goes, my dad died. I'm like, oh
Oh
fuck.
God.
I know, right? And I'm like, oh Jesus. But it was only like $200 extra that she got on her social security money. It wasn't much.
That still help every little bit.
Yeah, I don't like, and like I said, I don't know if she still gets it or not. I think she does. Because he was in the service. He was in the army or something. I don't know if that
Oh,
helped.
okay. So yeah, now I don't know how long they get that.
Hey, we got company.
Who is it? Dirt
What's up,
dude.
Oscar?
Yeah, hang on, I'm getting a pack of smokes.
Okay. Now, Dirt Guy doesn't realize I know that avatar. That's Oscar. His name's Oscar Hildebrand. He's from Sebring, Florida.
Yeah. Yeah, that's me right out in the flesh. I actually got a video of me tearing down a strip mall in Portsmouth, New Hampshire that I'm on. I got to get it from my phone onto my YouTube channel somehow.
So, now you just using that picture as a joke, or is that really you,
That's
Oscar?
me. That's me.
You are Oscar?
That's me.
Oh my God, hell no. Dirt Guy, then you know about me.
That's me. That's from like 3 months ago.
3 months ago. No, that picture's fucking 15 years old.
No, I swear to God, that's me. In fact, that was the day I tore down that strip mall in Portsmouth.
Why did you move from Florida then?
I never lived in Florida. Never stepped foot in Florida.
Sebring?
Nope.
Oh, time out. I'm gonna have to look this up.
It's bothering you now.
Yeah, you ain't pulling a fast one on me, But
No, look, you can actually see the horn at the top of my head. I don't think anybody else got one of them.
Why? That's weird. Well, you look exactly like this other guy, then. That's all I gotta say.
The poor bastard. No, I just figured I'd pop on. Like I said, I would have gone on to TC's last night, but I was laying naked in bed next to a girl, so I didn't feel like I wanted to.
Well, you lucky dog, you.
But let me tell you, I told that girl, I've been with her 12 years now, and I told her the first night I met her, telling me you love me is the same as saying goodbye. I don't say it, and I don't fucking hear it.
So, are you up in Maine full time then?
Yeah, well, right here on the Maine, New Hampshire border, I got 2 houses in New Hampshire, and this place here, I say most of the time in Maine. It's it's 5 miles from the river.
That's pretty cool.
Dirt guy, do you know where the hell Skimo's staying at now?
No, I kind of lost track. He left Maine, a year and a half ago or so. There. A couple of years ago, I ran into him at the Freiburg Fair. He was all clean cut and everything.
You ran into him in real life?
Yeah, he was at the Freiburg Fair cooking Snickers.
Wow. What'd you guys say? What did you say to him?
I said, "Hey, Emo." But he looked like a clean cut guy. He was clean shaven, had his hair cut.
Okay, I remember when he did that. Yeah, that was like, what'd you say, a year ago?
No, 2, maybe 3 years ago. Because I was working up in Conway at the time. That's why I went out to the fair.
How tall is the dude?
Oh, God. He probably came up to my shoulders, so probably 5'2".
He is a troll. Literally a troll.
It's like Bagel Boy.
Well, surprisingly enough, there's a lot of people around that look like they all could be his brother.
He used to be a carny.
Yeah, well, that's when that's where I met him up at the Freiburg Fair, cooking Snickers bar, deep frying. They were deep frying everything. I think that was the name of his booth.
I remember hearing him talking about how he hated frying Snicker bars because if you leave them in too long, they blow up.
Yeah. But I mean, he's just a typical shitbag scammer. He would fucking scam the power company.
Yeah, he went, 5 years and kept telling them that he couldn't pay them.
Yeah, well, they wouldn't shut his stuff off because of COVID. And then when they lifted that, he owed them so much money, he would get on payment plans, get that whole fucking $1 down after the races.
No. I bet they had to fucking destroy that house when they moved them out. There's no way you could live in that house.
Yeah. Can you imagine when he was living in that fucking camper there? Then you got him and Mike all in there together.
You know what's crazy, and I don't know if anybody's ever pointed this out, but if they were renting, why would you buy the fridge? Wouldn't you make your landlord pay for the fridge?
Yeah, well, that's it. And you know what? If you got no money, you don't need to buy a $1,600 fridge. You can buy a $300 fridge.
Exact that too. That's another good point. Which I've always had on the back of my mind. And uh, I mean, did they take the fridge with them? Obviously, they should. Or did they
Yeah,
resell
well,
it? Or
apparently they did. Who knows? But I mean, what the hell are you going to do to stick it in a fucking travel trailer? You know?
yeah, they don't call them schemo for nothing.
Yeah. It is what it is.
He's tried the cancer scam for how long?
He's tried
Think
every.
about it. Don't y'all remember around 20, he was going to die real
Y-
shortly?
Yes.
And he was going to the doctor about once a week, and his blood count was all fucked up. And he wasn't going to make it much longer, and he was worried about what was going to happen to Mike, and all this shit. That motherfucker is a bullshitter.
Yep.
My ass cancer's about taking me out, as Gary would say.
He's probably shoved enough stuff up his ass. He probably killed it.
I don't know, and don't even want to fucking let my mom wander there. We were talking about helicopter last night. I mean,
Yeah, I heard.
the fucking
Helicopter.
dude didn't give nobody a fucking chance. I mean, I'm sitting here watching on my iPad, and all of a sudden he stands up and the diaper flies away, and he's fucking swinging it around, man. I'm like, what the fuck? The only other person I've seen do that is fucking Shino.
Oh God,
Cyrex.
everybody's done it. That not Jay Leno or not Lay Jeno, whatever the fuck he called himself.
Yeah.
He was famous for that. There's a bunch of fucking all them locals.
I
They
miss.
all,
I
they
miss.
all have the same playbook.
I never did see the Shane incident. I mean, I heard about it. I don't really need to see it to know. So, but yeah, what the fuck is? What was he
That was the
thinking?
first night on TC Stream.
Should clip that and fucking post it.
Betty was in the panel and she goes, "What's that, your thumb?" I don't think I was paying attention till she said that, and I looked at the screen. I was like, "What?" What the fuck? Is that how they fucking settle arguments on the YouTube?
Well, I mean, his hero Joe does the same shit.
But at least Schemo, he had, instead of just pulling it out and hanging it there, he fucking, he was putting on a show at least, I guess. And then the other night he did it. He just fucking stuck the camera up to it. Did y'all see that?
No,
No.
is Emo still doing this shit?
Yeah, he got upset and he was on one of his fucking rants, man, and I forget what it was about. And it was like he snapped and he was back in 2020 or something. All of a sudden he stood up and he had his t-shirt on and he had already pulled his diaper off and everything. And he just stood up and he grabbed the camera and stuck it to his dick.
Emo.
And then he killed the stream right
him a
after
little
that.
attention again.
I think it was somebody in chat trolling him, pissed him off. I believe that's what happened.
Yeah.
And he's like, fuck you, and jumped up. And then he killed the stream right after he did that. And I was like, this motherfucker ain't changed.
But Andrew's been restreaming again, so that's probably what caused it.
I've
Is
been
Andrew still
watching him.
around?
Oh yeah.
Is he not working or what?
Well, I think they had some rainy weather out there the last few days, so we've been restreaming Emo during the day. I only catch it at night, so.
Did he ever do his time for his meth charges?
No, he got out of all that.
Huh?
He got out of all that.
He got out of it.
Yeah.
The fuck you get out of meth charges?
Evidence disappeared.
Wow.
It pays to pay for a lawyer, not have public defenders.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, you know how to pay the right people off. You got to pay for the connection, you know.
Is he still with Ace B?
Oh yeah.
Last time I seen Andrew, he looked like he gained about fucking 200 pounds.
Yeah, he ballooned right up.
He got off that fucking high-speed chicken feed and started eating regular.
Yeah, that and having a full-time woman.
He's still
Oh.
trying to make a living off fucking YouTube?
Oscar dropped. Dirt guy dropped.
Oh.
I don't know if he is or not. I don't pay attention.
I don't follow it no more. I mean, last time I checked in on him, he was doing the gaming shit.
Dude, Twitch is where you needed to be doing the gaming. Why are these goofies doing it on YouTube?
I have no idea. Joke? When he streamed 4 hours and nobody watched?
Nobody comes to YouTube to watch you play video games. Unless you're doing like an in-depth tutorial or some shit.
The only people I watched play a game was when Cyrex and Marty had the race off for the King of Akron. I have no idea. Joke? When he streamed 4 hours and nobody watched? Yeah.
Nobody comes to YouTube to watch you play video games. Unless you're doing like an in-depth tutorial or some shit.
The only people I watched play a game was when Cyrex and Marty had the race off for the King of Akron. I have no idea. Joke? When he streamed 4 hours and nobody watched? Yeah.
Dirt guy, you gotta
to YouTube to watch you play video games.
Dirt guy, you gotta switch over.
Tutorial or something.
There you go. Yeah, get off the YouTube and get back on the StreamYard. Here's a delay. But yeah, so fucking Joey. I really wish I could share these screenshots I took fucking on Facebook. I wonder if they're still there, if Joey deleted them. Here's a delay. But yeah, so fucking Joey. I really wish I could share these screenshots I took fucking on Facebook. I wonder if they're still there, if Joey deleted them. Here's a delay. But yeah, so fucking Joey. I really wish I could share these screenshots I took. Dirt guy, you gotta switch over off of YouTube. Screenshots I took. Dirt guy, you gotta switch over off of YouTube. Screenshots I took.
Yeah, well,
I'm when you get your shit fixed. So Joey deleted the post he made about me. His Facebook post. He deleted it. So he got the message.
Joey, did it hurt your feelings?
It's gone. My comment to Sherry's still there, but
yeah, well, that's what he did. He's probably trying to make you look like an asshole for going after his mom after he left a comment, then took it out. Typical shitbag move. And they'll go back and say, "Oh, I didn't do nothing, and he just attacked my mom."
Oh, well,
His mom ought to be attacked for fucking teaching that asshole to fucking live like that. My old man might have been a fucking dick to me, but at least he gave me good work ethics, and I fucking found a way to make my own life.
let's see here. I'll try to read it to you guys. Did he block me? I can't find his account now. He blocked me. Oh boy.
Well, I'm gonna jump down so I can shave and get ready to go get a haircut. But I just wanted to jump up.
Oh, anytime, bro. Anytime.
I'll be listening in the chat.
All right. All right. Yeah, I can't find his account. I went on the computer so I could read it to you, but he done blocked me. Oh shit. Oh, I could read it from the Discord. I could do that. That's what I'll do. Let's see here. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. We need to go here.
Oh man.
He says, "Hey, Derek, since you want to use my identity to frame me for shit I'm not even doing, you have been reported to the FBI. Full name and location was provided. Tom is also being watched by the FBI as well. You fucked with the wrong people." And then he deleted that one. Well, when he mentioned my name, I said, "Okay, I don't have to play spy games anymore." So I used my account on Facebook, and I on that post I said, "Yeah, okay, Joey, LOL, yeah, right," just with smiley faces. And then I said, "Well, I'm not gonna leave it at that because he's gonna block me anyway." So then I go to where his mom had left a comment, and she said, "Like I've always told you, fuck those idiots out there. Their lives are wasted and pathetic. They feed off making others feel bad. So just let them do their stupid shit and just enjoy life God gave you." And I responded to Sherry Wolf. I said, "Are you proud of your lazy ass son who is scamming government programs? Wow, he can't pay his rent. So what does he do? He gets more pets, won't get a job, and plays video games all day. You raised a real winner, Sherry." Smiley face, smiley face. Get a job too, Sherry, you mooch.
Well, like I said, they're institutionalized. That's the life they know. And as long as they can, like schemo, scrape and scam and get by, why should they work? That's their attitude.
Did somebody try to come up? I didn't. I
I
thought
don't
I
know.
saw somebody backstage, and then I was reading. I posted the link again in case they. Yeah, I mean,
I was watching this news report on AI, that artificial intelligence, and it has got to the point that it can carry on conversations. The only speech patterns and it has a little trouble figuring out is faux pas. other than that, they understand, and it's from what he said. I don't know if I'll see it, but here shortly, you're going to see a huge reduction in the workforce once this gets implemented, like boring task jobs, flipping burgers and shit. It's all going to be automated.
Yeah, but we've known that, really, to be honest, for a long time.
Right,
We've
right.
always.
But I mean, it's the technology is already growing in multiple leaps and bounds. The computer is teaching itself now. And
Oh shit! Did I drink a lot of beer yesterday?
they
I was
said
in there. I got 2 left. I'm like, oh damn.
you went through some, huh?
Yeah. Well,
But what I was going to say is they were saying that they got to figure another system out because of all the majority of the jobs is some type of manual bullshit labor job. If this shit takes over and it's like a huge leap, it's like killing the dinosaurs off. What are we going to do? How are we going to make money if machines are doing it? So they got to figure another way. And one of the things is they're going to cut everybody in on a percentage of this AI technology and give everybody a universal income.
well, lucky for me, I'm a handyman, and
Yeah.
you can't replace those.
Well, the
That
thing is, I mean, what are you going to do if they're going to just, nothing really has any value? They just give it to you. What are we going to do if you're not going to work? I ain't saying everybody isn't going to work, but a huge percentage of the population ain't going to have a job.
Well, if Trump wins, maybe he shuts down the border. That could help a little.
No, this is being implemented worldwide.
Oh yeah,
England
that's
no longer takes physical money as tender in bars, mom and pop shops, restaurants. It all has to be paid with either a credit or a debit card. You know that?
um. So there's this judge in my county. His name's Judge Simpson. Flying Monkey.
Yeah.
Um, used to do some shit on him, and
She don't like legal people, does she?
I'm on TikTok, and I don't know the name of the channel or who it is or anything, but he
Yeah.
had Judge Simpson in there on there
Yeah.
saying bitching to some lady because she paid her fine off like a $400 fine and $1 bills, and he goes, I'm holding you into contempt because you were harassing my clerks. And then you read all these comments. Well, that's all legal tender, like what? Who the fuck are you? I don't
They
know.
have to take it. They have to take it.
I don't know if he got in any trouble or not. And this guy, he's kind of notorious for making bonehead moves in his life, to be honest. So I mean,
It's
this
kind of like
judge.
you ever seen that guy got pissed at the federal government or the state government? He went down to pay a fine or something, and it was a wheelbarrow of pennies. They raised hell about it, but there wasn't nothing they could do. They had to take it.
Wonder if I can't find that. Let me look.
Look up, yeah, man pays whatever, a fee or a fine. This was probably 20 years ago or maybe further back, but it should be a news article on it. He showed up at the fucking clerk of court or whatever and with a fucking wheelbarrow, pennies, as a protest.
Oh, that was. And I've actually gone in front of Simpson before. on some traffic violations. So I know him real well. In fact, he even came in one time. He came into the liquor store looking for a bottle of bourbon. I didn't have it. And he kind of walked out, but he recognized me and everything.
Yeah.
And now he's getting internet famous. This guy. Hey, I don't know.
I'm sure he does not like it.
Fuck around and find out, I guess.
Was
Isn't that
he
what they say?
was he one of them snooty types coming there looking for some rare, hard to get bourbon?
Yeah. Yeah. He said it was for his friend or something.
Yeah. I worked. I'm not saying I was in the legal community, but I worked for somebody that was a city attorney, and that's how them people are. They pass gifts amongst themselves. Usually, they're collecting. If it's expensive and it's a rare one, they don't even. It ain't for drinking. It's kind of like collecting art with them.
Yeah, yeah. There are collectors that do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a buddy of mine. He's just a
Oh,
house builder. He's a master carpenter, and that's one of his hobbies. Is he invests in not rare. He don't. He ain't buying the $10,000 bottles of liquor, but he's investing in the investment grade bourbon.
I think
Shit.
this was the channel, LawTube.
Oh,
Because the name looked familiar. Going through his. Well, he had it on TikTok. I saw it on TikTok, just scrolling. I'm like, what the fuck is this, Judge Simpson? Hey, he fucking got mad at this chick for paying in dollar bills. You're harassing my clerks. They're not your clerks, dude. You know what I mean?
well, they're like sheriffs. They think they're God.
Yeah. Well, I can't find it, but anyway.
Yeah. You want to talk about arrogant profession? Legal community. The lawyers and shit, they think they're fucking little princesses, and I piss
Yep.
them off telling them they ain't nothing but a professional dictionary reader.
That's true.
It is. If you got enough sense to sit down, and I'm coming from a family of legal people. My my great grandfather was a fucking state or federal judge in Arkansas at the turn of the century, and he in fact, we still got all his legal books and shit from his office, and I grew up around that shit reading. It was a big mystery people didn't understand, but basically, you're a word researcher. You're going back to the original Latin root of something and figuring out what it means in this context. And
Well, that's
yeah,
what we studied in when I went to school for linguistics.
right.
We would have to do syntax trees and shit. You take a sentence and you break it down and
And then you go to each word
yeah.
and you research it and go as far back as you can trace it. It's kind of like, people, they really don't understand what religion's about. It's a lot of hoodoo in there. But you can't tell a story that, say, started out in the language of Aramaic and converted to Greek and Latin without losing some of the meaning, because there wasn't a word for, certain things in certain languages. It didn't cross over. So they had to do an estimate when, by the time the book got to, into Europe, it done changed a lot.
One of my favorite classes is was English words, and
Yeah.
that's exactly what it was all about. It was a lot of English words have Latin roots to it, like
Yeah.
uh, like ambulance. Well, am, it basically means it's not necessarily an
It's a
ambulance like we
military
know it.
term, isn't it? From
It's
Lance?
it means walking. It just basically means walking, to
Right.
move. And yeah, so
But yeah, I find it fascinating because I follow this guy, and he he's an astrophysicist, and he talks about the Atlanteans and the tablets, the original hieroglyphics of the first known writings and shit.
yeah.
Yeah, and he talks about the emerald green tablet. I mean, this dude's a fucking astrophysicist. I mean, you got to have a pretty good noggin to figure that shit out in your head. And he got into the Bible a little bit. He's like, man, this is all convoluted and don't make, no rhyme or reason or logical sense. Just like you said, he started researching the words in the King James, and he was going all the way back as far as he could find it. And he went past Christianity, Hebrew, and ended up in
Samaria.
Egypt. He learned Egypt hieroglyphs. He taught himself the hieroglyphic language. Then he went to the Sumerian, which is the oldest known text. And he finds out a lot about where we come from, and what we think are gods wasn't gods. It was uh, the Atlanteans. It's a long story. I can't get into it. I don't want to get into it that deep. But anyhow, he's a word researcher, and he goes back as far as he can go. And you see how easily people can be deceived by over the centuries. When it was an oral history, then it was, in cuneiform, and then translated from cuneiform to the other dialects, and how the stories were similar, but the names of the players were changed and maybe some of the circumstances. And by the time that story left there and ended up being canonized in the Catholic Bible, a lot of it was either left out or the meanings were misconstrued. Jesus
Um,
Jesus's name isn't Jesus, you know that, right?
right, it's Yeshua.
Yeshua. Because guess what? Until it went into Greek language, there was no J in Hebrew. That's why it's with a Y. It became a J. And do you know what Jesus means? If you break it down phonetically, hell, Zeus. You're praying to Zeus. You're calling to Zeus. Look it up. It's a Greek word, Jesus.
Huh,
I'll send you the clips, man. And
that's all right. I no I took Latin, but I didn't take Greek, dude. That shit was too hard to read.
it's like Russian. It's more uh, symbology than a language.
Yeah.
You got it's a hybrid of hieroglyphs and the language mixed in. Russian's hard to learn. It's easy to decipher because I used to break it down, using the conversions.
The first language I learned was German because I found this German book. I was living in a synagogue and I found this old German book and I flipping through it and I'm like,
Yeah.
I saw the word und, UND, and you could tell that it means and I said, well, god damn, this stuff isn't that this got to be pretty easy to learn.
Yeah.
And then but I always got scared of leaving the Latin alphabet, so I studied Spanish and French and Latin. But yeah, I decided not to try anything harder than that.
Well, Latin covers all of the various Italian, Spanish, Mexican, South American basic words in there. All those languages or, dialects of that language. The root meaning is still what Latin meant.
Yeah, there's a word called well, we know it as vendor, right?
Mm-hmm.
To sell. And in Spanish there's my brain is not working. But anyway, make a long story short, in German, French, Spanish, they all have a word like vendor. Or
Yeah.
in Latin it's vendere, VENDERE, which means to sell. In fact, when I was taking the first day in class of my German, and man, I loved my professor. He was great. He basically said, "Look, when you learn in German, you're basically learning Latin." And so the old, how, and this is how stupid Americans are. The Vini Vidi Vici. I came, I saw, I conquered.
Yeah.
Well, it's really pronounced weenie weedy weechy. the
It's a W.
the W's and V sounds are opposite, so it doesn't sound so tough, does it? When you really say
Yeah.
it.
But I like when you listen to Dutch speaking people, and I watch these girls on YouTube. They do the little short of how American says a word and a German speaks a word.
Uh-huh.
Like we say Volkswagen, and they call it's not Volkswagen. It's something uh, because it means people wag or people mobile or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
They call it something else, and like their W's or V's and their V's or W's. It's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
French, I took French and I could speak it, but that was years ago. Uh, the biggest thing about French is their language is fucking backwards to English. It's 180. In the placement of the vowel and the noun and the subject, and
Yeah. Yeah. So we
it's
have
in
like
reverse.
right now it's like a subject, object, verb, and then or
Yeah.
verb, and then it's opposite. Yeah. No.
It's
Well, that's
exactly 180. And if you can keep that in your head, it's easier to read it than it is to speak it because French is fucked up, man.
well, English is the one that's the oddball. Spanish, French, and German.
English is a garbage language. It's a little bit of everything thrown in with their own fucking rules.
Yeah. But in German, you have to wait until they finish the sentence to even understand the sentence. They put the verb at the very end. I
Or
think it's
uh,
the verb.
or the way the question is phrased, right at the very end. It like they'll ask you a question in reverse.
Yeah, yeah. So instead of like in English, we say, "Is he playing sports today?" They would say, "Is he today playing the sports?" So you have to wait to the end to figure out what they're saying.
Oh, okay. So the action's at the very end.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So It's just inverted. It's kind of like Latin.
Yeah, basically that's how Latin. Yeah, I mean, and that's what makes. I tell you,
English is in the wrong place. We're the only one that talks the way we do. You notice that?
no, you're right. Yeah. I mean, there could be maybe some Scandinavian countries too that do it like the English, but as a
They're
matter
more
of fact,
Russian.
English, they got the th sound like
Yeah.
teeth or
Yeah.
the. They got those from the Vikings. That's how that got assimilated in the language.
Yeah. How do you come up with the Thames River, you know? With
The,
a A.
I don't know,
See,
but
that's French, where you say something and to everybody else it means something this way, but the pronunciation of it is totally 180 degrees and with a different meaning. I mean, Thames and Thames.
um,
And I think the Latin to it is time, isn't it?
I don't know what Latin called that river. I don't.
No, no, no. What is the Latin word for time? Time.
Oh, the Latin word for time.
Yeah.
I'd have to look it up.
See, I think that's a carryover, like the Thames River, where we would put a E in it, and they left the A.
Well, anybody could look it up. It's called a etymology,
Oh,
and that's how you
I'm
find.
not an expert on it, but I thought that was weird about the English language. You know, especially in England, you have a word that is 99.9 times if there's a THA on it, it's pronounced a certain way. But in this case, A is not an A, it's really an E. And it's always bothered me. Was that old English?
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, they
Because
and
normally you
same
would
with the
say
I.
Thames, right? James, Thames. How do you get them? Tim, Tim out of it? I don't get it.
Uh, so etymology, the study of the origin of words and the way in which their meanings have changed throughout history.
Oh, okay. Uh, when you start saying entomology, I start thinking of fucking insects like Cyrex, bed bugs, and shit.
Let's see here. Etymology of the word time. Let's see what it says.
We're probably
Tima.
boring we're boring the fuck out of people with this shit.
That's all right.
But I
Okay,
mean,
well, it's Germanic. It comes
Germanic.
more. Yeah, the word time. Yeah, late Middle English. Oh,
Well, that
related to
makes
the word
sense
tide.
because the royal family is basically German.
Oh
Prince
yeah. Fucking
Queen
Kaiser
Victoria
Wilhelm.
was a German.
Kaiser Wilhelm would go fucking vacation with his cousins in England.
Right, right, right. That's why Hitler didn't really want to have a war with them, but they called his hand by backing France and Poland. But yeah, the royal family is, well, you know, they're all related. They're all cousins of different, you know, the Greek royal family, the Habsburgs. Uh, shit, there's 11, 12 different groups of them, and they're all related from uh, what was his name? The King of Russia they killed,
Oh, Nicholas.
Nicholas. Yeah. Sympathy for the Devil, and Anastasia screamed in rage. You ever
The old
caught that?
the Rolling Stones. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay, okay. See, a lot of people don't even pay attention to what the fuck they sing about. And if you read Sympathy to the Devil, it's not really about the devil, it's history.
Yeah, I know.
And it's what mankind does. In the very end, where he says, and think this was written in 1968 or 69 when RFK got killed. And there's a line in there. He said, well, after all, who killed the Kennedys? Oh, no, he said, who killed the Kennedys? After all, it was just you and me, meaning
Hmm.
our own people killed them.
Yep. Yep. Let's see. Lyrics to Sympathy for the Devil.
Let me introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste. I've been around for a long, long time. Many men sold to waste. I was around when Jesus Christ had his moments, doubt, pain, made damn sure the fire, washed
Pilot.
his hands, sealed his fate.
No, Pilot. Pontius
Pilot. Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry, pilot.
I'm reading it right now, though. Stuck around St.
I used to
Petersburg,
have it down. It's been so long.
killed the Tsar and his ministers.
I rode a
Yeah.
tank in the general's rank.
Yeah.
Saw the blitzkrieg rage and the body stink.
Yeah, very good. Yeah. Well, that was a good song. There was another. I was jamming to a Stone song yesterday, actually. Oh. Well, I don't know. I might have to end this and get to work. I gotta take care of this shed shit. I gotta make room. I don't want to though. my my grandma's services are today at 2:30. I don't think they're doing anything virtual, so I don't exactly. It's down in Florida and I'm up here, so I mean, can't do anything anyway. Or go. I guess they're gonna have one for her up here too. Maybe in like a week or so when my folks get back. I don't know what the because I got my aunt and uncle live up here, and so that's all their grandkids too. But yeah, we'll see what old Joey does. Old Jojo, he's probably kicking and screaming as we speak. How could he do that to my mom? Well, he put me on Facebook first. So there you have it.
Getting some laundry done, man. So I'm in and out, back and forth. Uh,
Yeah, I think he blocked me. Yeah, let
who,
me try
Joey?
it. Yeah, I think he blocked me on Facebook. I'm looking on my computer, but I before I end the show here, I want to look on my phone to see if he blocked
Yeah.
me.
Joey, don't put him in, was it Facebook jail?
Well, that's weird. I can see his account on my phone, but not on my computer. So he still has all those posts. Maybe it just didn't update yet. Oh, he's gonna be human. Said he called the FBI.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Jay Edgar, man.
Hey, he's such a bullshitter. Come on, Joey. Nobody's buying that. You probably
That,
can't even get through to the FBI if you try calling.
the only thing is, you don't call the FBI. You have to go down to the office to file a case.
Yeah, right.
They don't take phone calls. Try to call the FBI. Give me,
Exactly.
yeah. These
And
motherfuckers know nothing of the legal system, how it works, uh, their general, just their fucking First Amendment rights. Rainbow's gonna send everybody to fucking penitentiary because we said something or said it her son's name. And the judge is gonna go, and you know, was there any malicious intent? Did they say anything? Did they threaten you? Well, no, Your Honor, but they said his name. Come on, fuck.
I know they're fucking retarded.
The fucking society is turned into fucking dum dums.
It has. It's and the younger generation isn't any brighter.
Oh, they're fucking functioning illiterates. If they did not have a fucking cell phone in their hand and a laptop, they couldn't do nothing. Dude, there's kids that don't even know how to fucking change a flat tire. Can you believe that shit?
Oh, I believe it.
My
Yeah.
dad, when we were little kids, like fucking 6, 7, 8 years old, right? First thing he taught us how to do was jack a car up and take a tire off.
Yep.
Then he showed you how to fucking change the oil. And once you understood about changing the oil, you changed your antifreeze in your radiator. You did that every year.
Mm-hmm.
You did a tune up every 3,000 miles, adjust the points, put new plugs in it, set the timing, set the dwell. I knew all that shit by the time I was 10 years old, how to do a fucking Chevrolet 327. He had a 62 Corvette.
Yeah, my dad. I mean, he's a car guy, and I'd have to be looking under the hood with them, doing all that shit. This is the radiators, you know.
Once you learned how to change the oil, he didn't change it no more. He told you to do it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You did all the underside. You lubed it, checked the U joints, fucking, And then when you got into the real complicated shit, was like putting new brake shoes on and setting them properly and doing the clearance on, you know.
Yeah, I remember I would have exhaust problems. My dad was not climbing underneath there to do no exhaust. I had to do all that shit.
Shit, that's what my dad said. But I mean, we were functioning, able to do proper maintenance on a vehicle. I ain't saying we was fucking. Even though I got two brothers that are fucking master mechanics, I'm just a fucking oil changer, you know. I just
Yeah.
believe in doing basic maintenance and replacing things when they're supposed to be replaced and getting the maximum use out of something.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Now you got these kids that buy these $100,000 vehicles and go take over a parking lot and wreck their cars and burn the motors up doing burnouts. And I guarantee they don't. Some of them don't even know how to change the tire.
They're gonna learn the hard way because mommy and daddy are only gonna buy you so many cars until they put their foot down. I ain't buying you another car. You can't take care of them. Oh yeah, they'll go like 10,000 miles without an oil change.
Oh, oil change. What's that? How about an air filter? Dude, this is how OCD I am. When I bought my truck, they said, okay, you can go 10,000 miles on oil changes. Well, I'm not stupid. They want you to burn your motor up, right after the warranty goes out. They got it all timed out. And I just hit 50,000 miles, and I'm fixing to be. This is my 4.5 years or whatever I've had it, and I went to 5,000 on the oil change. Now, since I hit 50, I'll go to 3,000, and it's running, all synthetic. I changed the air filter every 1,500 miles.
Why don't you just pull out the air compressor and and blow it
Because
out?
you can't blow out what's trapped in that micron. It's like a Velcro. Once the dirt gets in there,
Yeah.
you can blow shit off the surface of it, but it's still clogged. So think of it this way. You get If you change your air filter around 1,500 miles, 1,000 to 15, depending on the conditions. If you're driving down dirty roads, change it out a lot. If you're driving, down gravel roads with, dust in the air and shit, it's locking it up. You just change that $15 filter out. Yeah, it's $15, but the engine runs better, lasts longer, and runs cleaner because you're not ingesting dirt into it. Air filter will make an engine go, and an oil filter will make it go forever. I know a guy that put almost 400,000 miles on his 22R Toyota motor. He was a diesel mechanic on drilling rigs and shit, engineman. He would change out the oil filter on his Toyota probably 3 or 4 times, just the oil filter, and add a quarter oil to it and drive the regular oil further. The oil change, he would go thousands instead of 3,000, he'd go 6,000. He'd double his mileage by just changing out the oil filters because that's where the dirt is. It traps it there. If you
Mm-hmm.
keep a clean filter in it all the time, the dirt don't contaminate the oil. Because if you think about it, he explained to me, and then it made fucking sense. You change the filter out, guess what? Clean oil don't contaminate clean oil because it's going to be run through a clean filter. So
Right.
run the first one after the oil change it shortly after you go because it's cleaning the contaminants out of the old oil that's
So
still
he
trapped
just
in the motor.
so he would just use the same oil then, right?
Right. Say
Okay.
he
Yeah.
and what your oil would stay clear longer because the dirt, the chemical reaction in the dirt. He explained it to me. It was all about science and shit, and it was.
Well, you'd save a lot of money doing it that way.
Well, think about it. An oil filter ain't but fucking $10, $12.
Right.
When the oil that you're putting in your vehicle's running,
That's 25, $30 or more
no,
now.
hell
It's a
no,
lot
man.
more
Like in
now.
my Toyota, that's $60 in
Yeah.
oil.
I keep forgetting the prices, man. I keep thinking 1995 and shit.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
no, no. If you're putting like zero synthetic in it, like Toyota's got,
Yeah.
it's 15, I think, something around 15, $17, something like that. And it's 5 or 6 quarts in the Toyota V6. Six
Hey,
quarts.
we got company.
Who is it?
Tad
Hello.
All
What's going
right,
on?
man.
it.
We're
What's
worried
up,
about
brother?
your mental condition, Tatted, after the way they talked about you like that.
Oh man, yeah, Shane put a beating on me, man. Fuck. Still licking my wounds.
Did you go to the mental hygiene unit at the VA?
Yeah, I just got out.
Get your brain washed?
Yep.
Okay. You'll be all right.
Oh shit, that was fun. Motherfucker calls me out, so I go up there and I'm up there all of about 2 seconds. He's like, "Fuck you."
Typical.
Oh,
He did it
shit.
to Rat Rod too.
Oh shit. So what's happening?
I was telling about my OCD maintenance of vehicles and shit. It's like fucking. I don't understand people's logic. They'll fucking put an oil change off because they don't want to spend the money, and
Oh
they're
yeah.
killing the life of the engine. And I'm like, you can get twice the life out of any oil if you just change the filters out 3 times during the cycle.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I do like oil changes and stuff like that, air filter, all that religiously with my car.
I told them I changed the air filter out no later than 1,500 miles.
Yep.
And I said, you can't see what is trapped in the microns in there.
Right, right.
There was I heard a story about a taxi cab driver. He had a Cadillac and he would give his Cadillac an oil change once a week, and he ended up getting like 1,000,000 miles on it.
Damn.
It's all about maintenance, man. They drilled that into me in the Navy because I was so forward deployed. They were obsessed with getting the maximum life out of all the equipment and shit. So you did over religiously maintenance on shit, almost like aircraft maintenance, where it's triple checked and the redundancy to it and everything is,
Yeah, it was the same way when I was in too.
you know how it is.
Yep.
Multiple layers of inspections on the critical parts that are to be inspected. The pilot finally does a walk around and makes sure everything looks correct and in place. I used to watch them on the ship down in the hangar bay when they'd be doing maintenance on the jets.
Oh, yep.
Like the Air Force, you had plenty of room, big warehouses for maintenance, engine shops, stuff like that. You had these fucking tiny, well, not tiny, it's a huge hangar decks, but you got 80 something aircraft and you're doing round the clock maintenance on it. It's fucking jammed in there. It looks like a traffic jam, basically.
Yeah, they really pack them in there. They did that shit at the hangars at the base I was at.
The jet,
Hangar, hangar the size you'd think it'd only be able to fit like one, maybe two C-130s, and they got fucking
yeah.
4 of them in there.
Let's see, the jet at the time, the dominant jet that was on our ships and stuff was the Tomcat. And I want to say the F-18 Hornets had just come out.
Hmm.
That's the ones with the canted rear stabilizers. Instead of straight up vertical like a F-top, it looks like a V in the back.
Oh, yep, yep.
You know what I'm talking about? That's the F-18, right? Hornet.
Yeah, yep.
Single engine. No, it's a dual. It's a dual engine.
Yeah. F-18's a twin. Yeah.
But I seen them doing engine changes. I watched them do it. It's fucking amazing. It didn't take them long. 2 or 3 hours, the engine's out.
Yeah, it's amazing how quick they can get those fuckers in and out.
But that's where I got my over. People laugh at me. They're like, "Man, you're blowing your money on filters." I said, "Paper filters don't cost nothing. That fucking $20,000 engine costs something."
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like you
They
said, 15, $20, it's going to save you more in the long run.
right, and I got people around here, and they look at me. They're tightwads, and they're like, they would rather save that $15 and drive 6 months with that fucking filter in there. Stupid shit, or go a year with air filter in there.
Hmm.
I'm just looking at them. You're paying in gas. You're burning your fucking motor up because it's having a harder time sucking air in. And if you don't have a clean filter, you can't get the proper air density. And the
Right.
whole name of the game about building power is density of oxygen, period.
Yeah, getting a good air to fuel rate ratio. Yeah.
Right. It leans it out. Motorcycles, that's where I really learned it from. Air cooled engines, like you like Cummins on aircraft.
Hmm.
See how often they fucking change air filters on them. Them and spark plugs.
Oh, yep, yep.
Every fucking oil change, spark plugs are changed on an air cooled motor. Because if you got a degrading spark plugs, guess what? Cylinder temperature, head temperature goes up. Then you have loss of performance.
Yeah, then I suppose you run the risk too of getting a warped head and
Well, it don't run efficiently. It's you're making it harder for the engine to run if you're restricting air to it. But aircraft usually are flying in good air. They ain't got to worry about fucking air quality
mhm.
just on the ground.
I had a friend of mine who was a maintainer on a A10, and he said he loved working on those versus like an F-16 because it has outboard engines.
Yeah, yeah.
So, Ted, what did you think of my message to Sherry? Joey's gonna be livid. He's gonna be fucking livid.
You think he'll make a PSM, a short announcement? Leave my mama
He'll.
Leave my mama alone, bitch boy.
alone.
You're harassing me. This is a violation of the FBI.
You're 40 something years old, and your mama's coming to your rescue on YouTube. Does that make sense?
Hell no.
I thought we were grown ups. You're bullying me, you trolls.
Gosh, we all better start getting used to eating ramen too, because that's about all we're gonna be able to be eating.
I'm stocking up on canned food, dude. Man, canned food is I'm talking like, corn and green beans and shit like that. It's almost $3 a can at Walmart.
Oh yeah, I have a bunch of stuff in my little pantry downstairs because
Yeah.
they were having a sale on a bunch of canned food stuff. I was getting stuff as low as 69, 79 cents.
How long does the MREs are good for if they're in good, cool, stable climate? They'll go a long time, won't they?
Oh yeah, yeah. As long as you keep it in a cool, dry environment, yeah, it'll keep for
I've got it
damn
in
near
my
ever.
house in a room, air conditioner. I've got almost 17 cases of MREs.
Jesus.
Nice.
You know how much one of those packs costs on Amazon now?
It's probably like $20.
Right. And there's, what is there, 40 of them to a case
Yeah, either
or
40 or
more?
20.
I'll have to go look. Shit, I'll go over here and walk in the other room, my storeroom, and see what I got. Uh, how many? How many? Where's the volume on? Shit. I don't know, man. Wait a second. Here we go. Okay. These are the smaller ones. These are the 12s. So I've got 17 times 12. That's about 200. 200 and something times 20. It's about $5,000 right there.
Yeah, not too long ago, I packaged and sealed up about 50 pounds of rice.
Mm-hmm. I gotta go get me some. I'm buying them Tupperware, the big bowl containers, and filling them up with rice and grits and just dry staples.
Yeah,
And I always buy a couple bags of dry beans. Because I
that,
mean, if you're down to nothing to eat, beans will keep you alive. Beans and rice.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't have
That's
any
the
dried beans. I just got canned beans.
get dry beans. You can cook more of it cheaper.
Yeah, I think they got like 20-pound sacks at Costco here.
Buy a good, not a cheap one, but a very good gas burning range portable,
Mm-hmm.
a 2 burner or 3 burner that uses those compressed gas cylinders,
Mm-hmm.
and you can buy and stock up enough gas and shit like that. And that's one of the easiest ways to cook. Uh, the other way is with batteries, those new induction burners. You just get an inverter and convert the DC to AC and have enough current for it to run, and you can use the induction method for cooking
Oh, yep.
and use a few solar panels to recharge everything. So you got a way to cook inside, is what I'm saying, and not just using gas.
Right. Yeah, there's a guy I watch on YouTube. His channel's name's Goshen or Goshen Prepping.
Yeah, yeah, I seen it.
Yeah, he's got some good stuff. I think he even used to be a doctor or something like that too.
I used to listen to all these people and watch them and stuff, and digging you a cave and a hideout and putting you underground bunker and this and that, all good and well. Till I started listening to what the real guys that know how to do it, like Delta Force guys, ex Delta Force, and your higher end military trained people.
Mm-hmm.
They said multiple stashes of food, ammo, and water. Uh, Hidden at different locations, and don't be too concerned about building something, because how long can you hold out if you're in a hole in a tube in the ground and you ain't got no, you can only put in so much food and water, right? Like a ship,
Right.
they can wait you out. So that's not a good logic. The best thing to do is like have shit hidden in different areas and be mobile.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. I mean, that's
Don't
that's kind of that's kind of my plan. Whenever shit hits the fan, I got enough here to keep me for a few days, and then after that, I'm bugging out. And
and you can do like, okay, say I don't know if you got family in the area or close by or what, but if you got some cousins or this or that, you go over and say, "Hey, look, man, I ain't hiding nothing illegal. I want to hide some food, or I want
mm-hmm.
to hide some of my ammo, and I'd like to put it over here on your property. You know about it. I'm gonna show you where I'm gonna hide it. But this is for when times get rough, and shit like that. That way, even if they find one or maybe two of your stashes, you still got another one. You don't want to put it all in one big pile like the military. They never put all their shit in one spot.
Right.
That's true. Good point. I know I made that mistake, man. I bought a bunch of cans of corn and green beans and shit because it was on sale for like 50 cents a can. And I bought a bunch of that, and I bought a bunch of ramen noodles because they were like a quarter a piece. And I got a whole fucking cupboard full of this shit. I don't even want to eat it, dude. I just.
Hey, guess what? Contrary to belief, those vacuum sealed cans, as long as they hold that vacuum, food's good.
Yeah, that's true.
You watch them guys on YouTube eating old MREs and old vacuum can food and shit like that. And you're like, holy fuck, I don't know if I eat it. No, eat it. And, nothing happened to them.
Well, I tell you what, like when I'm feeling like a cheapskate, I break into that cupboard. So at least it's there for that.
But rice, beans are the cheapest, and you can buy a lot of it dry.
Yeah,
And
rice lasts a while,
huh?
long time. Rice lasts almost who knows how long.
If you go by like those Tupperware big totes, you know what I'm saying? And you fill that up with rice, like he was talking about getting 20-pound bags of rice, and you fill 2 or 3 of those totes up with it, and they got the lock handles on them and good seals, that rice will stay forever. It's stable. And it's a lot better to have something when they ain't nothing to get. You know what I'm saying? The logic is at least you got something to carry you over for a little while.
Right.
Because the money's worthless, y'all. It's all fucking illusion right now. And when they throw the switch and go to that digital complete currency, no more legal tender cash or coin will be accepted anywhere. That's when you got to start worrying because they're going to limit what you can buy, how much you can buy, how much you can take out a day. I think they originally was going to plan to put a limit of $600 on your purchasing power.
And that's so fucked up. Like if you get pulled over and they find too much money, like cash on you, like $5,000.
And you ain't
Nope.
got proof, documentation where you took it out of the bank and, got your withdrawal slip and all that stuff.
Yep. Yeah, they'll seize that shit.
I think even if you did have it, they still will seize it.
No, they can't seize it. Say, like, if you have a bill of sale, you're going to buy something
Right.
and you're stupid to get it in cash now. The best thing to do is get a banker's cashier's check. They can't seize that.
Oh yeah.
Uh, you know, because, law enforcement is probably 99% right. Somebody riding down the road with a couple $100,000 in there and they wearing flip flops and fucking say fucking sweats on and shit like that with a shower cap on their head, you know. People say, "Oh, it's racist," but it's like you pull a hippie over and you find a guy like me with long hair, and I got a couple $100,000 in my fucking vehicle. I look like a dope head. I look like a dope dealer.
Mm-hmm.
I fit that look. So now, how do I justify have untraceable large amount of cash? Why do I got that? So, yeah, it's harassment and yeah, they take your money, but I mean, you got to put themselves in their position. How do you account for a guy can't even speak English and he's got $75,000 in cash?
Right.
And don't you better if you're out there, I ain't picking on the Mexicans. They catch a lot of them over here on I-10 at Lake Charles, Beaumont. That area is Southwest Texas, Louisiana, East Texas. Uh, they're constantly pulling people over large amounts of drugs through these little Cajun towns. The sheriff catches them. And it's always usually a chick by herself, and she's got fucking suitcases of fucking money, or two guys riding together and they got all the fucking dope, you know. It always seems like it's women carrying the cash and the dudes carrying the dope.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I live on two major east-west drug corridors, I-10 and I-20. You got Dallas, Shreveport on I-20, and you got New Orleans, Houston on I-10.
Yeah, it's kind of the same way here. We have interstates 29 and 94 that intersect right here in town.
That's the drug pipeline, isn't it?
Yep.
Ain't too many of them they pull over can speak English. You notice that now?
Mm-hmm.
That's hauling it. Used to, it was white people that hauled the weed and the drugs. Now it's all immigrants. Because they check them in and they let them right back out.
Yeah. Yep. They turn them loose and say, "Hope you show up to court."
Has the Mexican mafia moved up in y'all's area?
Not that I know of. I
You
know
told
there's.
me, what was it, Somalis or something was up there at one time?
Yeah, it's mainly a lot of Somalians around this area and Liberians too, and they of course hate each other.
White people get out the way.
Yep.
Liberians are the gangster con artists of fucking Africa.
Oh yeah, nobody likes the Liberians.
They're like the Nigerians. You got an educated class of Nigerians, and then it's like the mafia or Russia. You got educated crooks and uneducated crooks, but they're all crooks.
Mm-hmm.
Almost had to go to Nigeria. Nigeria, for an oil company to work on some equipment. Man, I'm glad I didn't go.
Yeah, then I've heard of the Serranos and the Norteños being up around here too. I think that's how
They're
you say it.
everywhere, dude. They're everywhere. They're here. I'm out here in the woods, and they're on all the farms, on the ranches. They say they ran them off, but shit. Go to any farm during planting and harvest season. Tell me if you see any Anglos out there. This country's changing, dude. It's fixing to not be European. It's going to be South American.
Yeah, then up here back in the late 90s, early 2000s, the social services people resettled a bunch of Bosnians here.
What the fuck is that? Is that Joey?
I think that, yeah, it looks like it. Cranky, yeah.
I saw that earlier, but I figured I'd play it.
I really feel bad for the dude. He won't get off his ass and just do a little something.
How do you feel bad for that? That doesn't make any sense.
I'm being fucking facetious or
Oh,
sarcastic.
sarcastic.
I don't feel bad for Joey. He deserves everything he gets on him because he puts out that energy.
Yep.
You do evil shit comes after your ass.
Yeah, that's where I come in.
One wrong move and I'll be paralyzed.
Headed too. I saw you posted Shane's cigarette video.
Oh, yeah. me a goddamn cigarette.
That rant he put on you though was classic, I gotta say.
Yeah. I was glad I was around for that.
He also got me too. I mean, he don't like me. Well, he don't. It ain't him so much. It's fucking Rainbow. She hates my guts because I pegged her for what she is, and like I said last night, man, the final straw was when I typed in chat Rainbow Fears Rogaine, and that's when she banned me.
Oh man, she needs to proofread her comments too before she posts them. I was having a hard time reading that one.
What kind of language them two speak? I'm trying to figure that out. Is there such a thing as hillbilly ebonics or something?
Hillbilly ease.
Hillbilly Bunny. Yeah,
A
that's what it. Yeah.
half-a-dite. Oh, I'll talk about them half-dites. And I'm like, what? What the fuck's a half-dite?
Good old Shine.
Oh, fried chicken. Fred, save me a chicken leg.
Yeah, I gotta cook up some chicken today.
Chicken sounds good.
I'm gonna make a pot of beans and sausage. And I'm going to Google hapdite and try to figure out what that is. What kind of creature a hapdite is.
A half a date?
Yeah, hermaphrodite is what he was trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Trying to say
that's the
hermaphrodite.
closest he could get to that word was a hermaphrodite. No, he didn't even say hermaphrodite, I don't think. He might have said it like it. But he went from a her to a half. I don't know. Well, it is a half. Half of this, half of that.
I just liked how I said, "What's up, Shine?" and you just instantly booted me. It's like shit. That's all it takes.
Don't talk about Rogaine. That's all I can tell you. They hate you after that. I didn't realize she was damn near half bald, man. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but it was just, her avatar picture really didn't match up to what she really looked like.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I
Rambo?
got more hair on top of. Yeah, I got more hair on top of my head than she does.
She's trying to say she took that picture like last week or something. Try 25 years ago, lady. You ain't fooling nobody.
back when you still was in your prime. But every man wants her. Y'all remember that.
Yeah. Oh man. I wish Grampy Lobster was still around so we could get his analysis of these two goons.
Oh God. They Tatted, they were riding me, TC and them, man. I was talking about all the characters Grampy used to cover. I learned about everybody through Grampy Lobster. I
Yep.
seen the first Gary Snowflake thing was in Grampy Lobsters, Von Hilton. I mean, everybody. And, you know, they were like, "How'd you find all this shit?" I said, "Evidently, y'all did not watch Grampy Lobster's Penny Candy Theater."
Right. Yeah, it's like that
And
guy
I was,
walked around a freaking like some weird YouTube forest shaking these motherfuckers out of trees.
yeah. Yeah. He, if you was in the know and you knew what the visual part of what his show was about, it was about being on acid, right?
Yeah.
It was about tripping. And I was telling these people I used to sit up and eat mushrooms, and then when he would come on at 1 o'clock at night till 4 or 5, I'd be tripping my ass off and be learning about all these freaks, man. I remember the first time I discovered the gray alien Bond took a shot at. I was hiring a motherfucker on some fucking psilocybin, and I was watching this video, and I thought it was a real alien talking to me with an English accent. Grampy was a great show. It was very unique.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I was glad I got to meet him.
I think highly of Miss Parker for what she did for him.
Mm-hmm. I remember when I was out there visiting him and Kate, freaking, they called up fucking Cyrex. And Cyrex was losing his shit, and Grampy goes, "Hey, don't be talking to my woman like that."
That's after Kate busted his ass.
Yep.
Cyrex wanted to pull his pecker to a 14-year-old.
Yeah, we were fucking in her car when she called him, and first thing she said when he answered was, "What's up, you fucking pedo?" He just lost his shit.
I was watching him the other day on somebody's channel, and the motherfucker is, I think the bedbug poisoning has slowly got to his nervous system. And
Yeah.
now he drools constantly out his fucking mouth, and it runs down on his beard. So he can't control his saliva anymore. So, I think some of his motor function starting to shut down.
There's this guy here in town that I think Emo would get along with. He's into the whole adult baby diaper thing.
Furry thing.
Yeah, I remember how I found out where he was at, because he was talking about what the weather was like, and I'm like, the fuck, the weather is just like that here today. So I did a little research and found out, yeah, he fucking lives right here in town. Yeah, what's his name again? Bambi Thumper. That's it.
Yeah, Bambi Thumper. Was you on, no, you wasn't on TC's last night, was you?
No, I wasn't.
I was telling him, there's this one sock account kills me every time I see it. I don't know who it is, but I laugh even when the mental image of it comes up. Mrs. Lady Dies O Face. You ever seen that sock account?
Yeah.
I know it's fucking juvenile, but I fucking die laughing when I see that. It's like the one you had of Joe with his mouth opened up. Looked like somebody was ramming him. Chrissy was pegging him with that 36-inch black dildo.
I'll never forget when Emo and Lady Di had their freaking falling out, and me, Gary, and Grandpa were over on her panel, and fucking Emo just lost his shit.
He went insane.
I saw you guys over there, Lady Di's panel, talking fucking shit.
You're banned, all of y'all.
You're perma-banned. Oh, man. I liked how that one time Emo freaking rigged up his car to generate power to his house, but he only had power in like his fucking in his like the room that he had his computer in, and just left Mike in the dark.
And then he burnt the alternator up.
Yeah.
He He's trying to run a light bulb and a computer and
Oh, emo.
he was on there the other day. I watched a little bit of it. He was going back over how his life had been destroyed by us. And he loves fucking with you. He's got that rainbow cowboy hat on, you know. He's like Captain Gay Boy.
Yep.
And he never changes. Everything's, you know, everybody has stolen from him, made money off of him, and don't donate back, and him and Mike are living miserable. You know, please donate. Cash ass caveman. When I see emo, I see that dude, that cartoon. What was that with the club, the Captain Caveman cartoon? Y'all
Oh
might
yeah.
not know about it.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cartoon made in the 70s, I think.
Yeah,
Cap,
the cave. Yeah.
Captain
What was it?
Caveman. Every time I see him, I see the visual image of Captain Caveman with his club talking about beating Gary like a fucking seal.
I remember when he fucking freaked out when he caught wind that there was a freaking emo Howling Wolf store that Gary and I were running.
You're making money off my image.
You better pray I don't find that fucking link.
If he would have just listened to us, we could have made so much money off YouTube. I mean, it would have went viral, way worse than what it was. But he didn't know how to play the game.
Right. Yeah.
He took it so fucking personal. It was like, really? Somebody makes a little cartoon of you and you go on a 4-hour fucking screen fest?
Oh, emo.
I miss the banging of the table, don't you? When he would stand up and just beat the table and be raging.
Yeah.
I wanted to give him an Oscar when he could do that. I was like, yeah, man. He knows how to rage.
Anything to destroy my reputation on YouTube.
You, Davy Lobster, I hate you. You're the one that started all of it.
Oh,
Grampy did expose a bunch of them motherfuckers, man, to the public. They were around, but people didn't know about them till he spotlighted them on his show. And I mean,
yeah, that freaking Michelle Best, she's something else too. Holy shit.
that's how I found Tickle Me Heather. Grampy had a vignette of her laughing or something like you do on the beginning of your show.
Oh, yep. Hey, Queen Bee.
I'd like to know what happened to her. The last time she was in New York with her grandbaby or something.
Oh, yeah.
You remember sitting on the porch and she had a little kid and she'd stream a little bit? That was the last time I seen her. And I hadn't seen her no more, but that chick would have me on the floor laughing, man. She was crazy.
Oh,
Fucking
So
drunk out of her
paranoid.
mind. Y'all remember when she was drunk out of her mind and wrecked her bicycle going to Rick Cruz and broke her arm or something?
yeah.
Wait, who?
Tickle Me Heather. She lived
Oh,
in
I must have missed.
Houston.
I must have missed that.
Yeah, this is where I first found her. Was Grampy played a clip of her, and she had been streaming, and she was in somewhere, it wasn't too far from Crude, and he found out about her, and then they got in touch, and she came over, and they did a couple of streams. Well, she either left there or was going over there, and she was drunk on her bicycle, and she fell and broke her arm. She live streamed going to the hospital and shit. It was fucking funny.
Hey, speaking of degenerates, whatever happened to what's her fucking name? Letitia.
Oh, she's out, man. I think they got her in a fucking psych home or something, but she's out.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember what woman show that used to copy her. Oh man, y'all hang tight. I'm fixing. I was I was talking DDT earlier and Dirt Guy about these turtles. I told him it was about to start. Guess what's in my backyard?
Oh, no kidding, huh?
Got a turtle going to lay eggs. I'm fixing to put pants on and head out there, and I'll film it. It looks like a some type of leather bag. It's
Soft
a water
shell.
turtle. Yeah, it's a soft shell.
I did. So, what do you live on a lake?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
You ain't seen me film the lake?
Uh,
Evidently not.
no, I guess not.
You must have been drunk.
I went into work earlier today, Queen Bee, but I have a bunch of freaking time that I got to burn through. So I got all the stuff I needed to get done. I told my boss, I was like, hey, I'm out of here.
Here we go. We fixing to go out here.
She's in Arkansas living with Mama, huh? Shit.
Who's in Arkansas?
Letitia, I think, is
Oh
who
yeah.
Queen Bee's talking
She's
about.
back with her mom. I had forgot about Letitia. We were talking about her. I was thinking that it was she was talking about Tickle Me Heather, and I was like, last time I seen her, she was somewhere like in upper state New York. Thanks, Boo. So,
Let's see here.
hey Maggie. Let's see.
Work. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get to that soon. I don't know. I did a lot yesterday. I guess I don't have to do much.
How you turn that motherfucker around?
Yeah, I got a fair amount done around the house this past weekend.
I need to find some. I need to find some really cheap weed killer for my lawn.
I use the Ortho Weed Be Gone. It's a green bottle with the orange cap.
I'm gonna need more than that. I got a decent sized lawn. Oh,
No, this is a hard shell. It's a little
not
paint.
little painted turtle.
Yeah, a little red paint. Hey, Mama. You
Damn, you
going to lay
spotted that
eggs?
shit all the way from your porch.
This is right here in my backyard. Look, right here.
I see it.
There's my backyard.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
How about that?
Look. Get a good screenshot of her. Look
There
at
he
her
is.
looking. She's sticking her head out. She said, I'll take a picture. They're not afraid of me.
It's pretty cool.
This is a youngin', though. This is probably 4, maybe 5 years old.
Yeah, it looks only like maybe 3-4 years old.
Yeah, it's probably one of the first times it's laid eggs. All right, Mama, I'm gonna get out of here. I'll show y'all something y'all don't get to see. This is in my backyard. Those are crawfish holes.
Oh, nice.
When they pile up the dirt, you see in that hole right there?
Mm-hmm.
There's a crawfish down in there. And they're all across my backyard. That's how
Those are
low the
them.
water table is.
Those are them big crawfish too. You guys get.
Oh yeah, the freshwater lobsters, bro.
I
Right
love
now we getting
crawfish.
some big ones. I got some the other day and they were huge. we get what's called a deep water crawfish,
Mhm.
and those are the big ones. Damn, the water's finally receded enough. It
Oh,
was
look at
all
the
flooded back here. I'll show you where the water line was.
12
It dropped.
o'clock here. I guess that means I can drink my liquid painkillers.
Yeah, I guess so. So
I guess enjoy it while it lasts, right? What they say.
Amen to that.
his backyard's still flooded. All from right about where it ground gets dark. That was water that just 2 days ago.
Oh
It's
shit.
finally receded. You might see a snake or a turtle down here. Never know. Yeah, it's still wet. The road's still wet. That's about as swampy as you can get, bro.
Damn.
That's my kind of shit right there.
I'm in the middle of what you'd call subtropical zone.
You don't have any kids, do you, Raccoon?
Nah, I have 2 stepdaughters from a marriage, but I don't claim them.
Yeah. I'll come down and take care of you.
Good Lord. Look at that.
That's
But
my
that
kind of
goes all the
shit.
way back to a camp behind my house. But right here, beavers used to cross right through this little path right through here. Alligators and beavers. I hadn't seen any lately or any signs of them. But when them alligators want to breed, they'll go across dry ground, no problem.
They just go right into the bank, right? They just dig right into the bank and lay their eggs. They don't really like come all the way up on land, right?
Who?
The gators.
No. See all that right there is. You can see the water underneath the trees right there. That was all waterfront, and I let it grow up with those cypress trees. Those are like money in the bank. I'll be dead and gone, but those cypress trees are very valuable to cabinetry people and stuff.
Mhm.
Hey, you guys, I got a theory, man, and it's pissing me off because all of these people say the dinosaurs went extinct from an asteroid.
They did.
And, well, that's what they say. But
No, they can prove it. I'll get the clip and I'll send it to you. Somewhere either in South United States, I can't remember what state it's in, or northern New Mexico. They found an erosion spot, and it times back to 13. Let's see, the end of the Younger Dryas, or no, prior to Younger Dryas. There was a
yeah,
huge
there's like some.
asteroid event, and the whole Earth is covered in a layer about an inch deep to an inch and a half deep, completely around the world at the same level on Earth, and it's not uh, Earth material. It's the remnants of asteroids, giant asteroids. When they exploded, they just covered the whole planet. That sent us into the Younger Dryas Ice Age. That was our last ice age.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of reptiles on this planet that were around back then. But here's the thing:
No.
I have this book. It was written by Carl Sagan called "The Dragons of Eden," and in it he thinks, and he was a smart guy. I mean, but
Yeah.
he wrote in his book, he thinks it was just the mammals were started to take over and basically were eating the eggs of these dinosaurs, and that's kind of how they got extinct.
Well,
So
the logic is uh, to this asteroid event that happened. There's documentation all over the world. The ancient civilizations had written it. Was it the famous Mexican pyramid? What's the name of it? Culiacan. And they talk about the asteroid event and how they know it happened. And it was fucking instantaneous. It destroyed just about all life. In northern Russia, they have dug up woolly mammoths that died with flowers in their mouth. They're able to figure out what type of flower it was, how long the animal's been killed, and it was an instantaneous death. They dropped with mouthfuls of food. It wasn't some, they show it happening over a period of time. The world fucking, this shit was instant. Instant. We had an instant fucking thawing of the ice age. The original ice caps was at that event. It heated up the atmosphere. It immediately flooded. And that's where all the ancient cities that they're finding now in the Mediterranean, they calculated that the amount of liquid that hit the earth was probably 20 miles above us before it receded back into the ocean. That's how high the water was. So it
yeah,
was a real violent thing that happened, and it happened quick, and it wasn't, how they originally thought. They're proving it through geology that it was a cataclysmic event, and the remnants that happened there, it was big enough to cover the whole Earth with about an inch to an inch and a half asteroid dust.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's metal in there, that's not from here.
The one that hit in the Yucatan, right?
No. This is 13,000 years ago. Prior to 13,000 years. It's a little older. But yeah, man. I mean, I can get deep into it because I'm telling y'all, I'm a fucking nerd, man. And this is
Dude, I get
shit.
into that shit too. In fact, I was watching this one thing. They were saying the pre-humans were kind of like originated in Turkey, and the chimpanzees and gorillas actually like went from Turkey down into Africa. And they never really started in Africa. They kind of
They traveled around the planet like humans did.
yeah.
We're a hybrid species till according to the tablets, the Atlantic guy named Thoth and his brother. One was a good guy, never claimed to be a god. And the others decided that, hey, man, they had come to this planet from, I forgot where they said. And they were fucking around with us, and we were kind of like in pre-caveman era.
Uh-huh.
And, where the Old Testament talks about people living 900 years.
Yeah.
We had unlimited lifespan when these people found us. And the number one thing they fell in love was they liked banging these women that was on the planet. So they were trying to use us as a labor force and breeding stock. And this is all in the tablets, man. This is shit that happened 50,000, maybe 100,000 years before any fucking religions.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people do. I think a lot. The
He's
Nephilim or
got the
whatever.
I mean, there's documentation of the Sumerians talking a civilization that was 10,000 years prior to when they wrote it down about this cataclysmic event, and these people come out of the sky. And supposedly what happened was you had the story of Star Wars. That's off the tablets right there. That story of Star Wars. They took the story about an intergalactic nation getting in a giant death, fight, and they're trying to find somewhere else to go. Well,
Mm.
that's been written like 15,000 years ago. So how did that happen if it's fake?
I don't. They'll never figure out what really happened. I don't think.
I think we're fixing to find out.
Think so, huh?
Does the world make sense anymore?
Nope.
All right. Just sit back and watch. You're
I
going to
got it.
find out the true people that are in charge. And I'll tell you what's going on. Have you heard that they're already floating at trial balloons that we're going to take all the Palestinians off the West Bank, right? And immigrate them to us, right?
Great.
Israel gets that whole strip of land. There's no more Arabs there. That
Not
becomes
even worth anything. I don't know why they're fighting over that shithole.
the biggest known gas and oil reserve is off the coast of Gaza. The Palestinians owned it. The
Hmm.
biggest, probably as big as what's in Saudi Arabia. They found this huge gas field.
I
Well, they
thought it
gotta
cost.
they
I
gotta get them people out of there, man. If they're not there, they can't claim ownership to the oil. And that's the other thing. This world, whether you believe it or not, it's all about who controls the oil.
Yep.
No, that's true. Well, everything we use is made out of oil. All the plastic.
Exactly. The old rule: who owns the gold is the king, or however that saying is. The king makes the rules because he owns the gold. Well, if you control the fucking flow of energy, you control civilization.
Black oil, liquid gold.
Don't make fun, man. I got a lot of money from that shit.
Oh,
Had it
Ted, did
tell
you
you,
look?
poor broke ass farmers overnight became fucking multimillionaires, right?
Yep, that's true.
The land
Oh,
speculators for the oil companies would come in there and write them humongous royalty checks to lock them into a contract. Then they get a
yeah,
percentage of the oil well.
it's like the Saudis. They were nothing but nomads.
Oh, the English. If y'all want to blame all the Middle East bullshit, you got to go back to
Blame the
English.
English.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when England subdivided up Palestine into different regions, it was basically uh, Judea. It
the
was,
The
it
Balfour Declaration.
Balfour 19 teens or something after World War One.
Yeah, something like that. Yep.
They were going to turn up till the Balfour Declaration. You had Jews and Arabs living in peace. Hadn't had no problems. You probably had squabbles and shit, but you just didn't have out and out war and hatred and shit till they did the Balfour, and that's when it all blew up.
Yeah. I don't. I'm not letting the Palestinians off the hook either because they've negotiated and negotiated and they
They don't.
constantly
They're like the Arabs. You got to understand. I mean, the
they
Jews.
refuse. They just keep refusing.
The Jews and the Arabs are one, but on the opposite side of the coin. They're never going to agree. It's a matter of pride. Uh, their history. This goes back to when these motherfuckers were tribal and killing each other. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's like the English and the Scottish. Then fuck,
yeah,
only 10
Scottish will
times
never
worse.
forgive. Scottish will never forgive the English. The true Scots want to kill every one of them, man. Am I lying?
Nope.
You'd have to ask GD.
Well, Scots don't like them, and damn sure the Irish don't like them.
Yeah.
But it's a hatred that goes back, and you know, if you're a big Bible believer too, it tells you this has been a fucking squabble since the beginning of time with these people. Cross raiding, killing each other, stealing their women, having orgies, you know, violent people. And we need to stay out of it. It has nothing to do with America, period.
I agree. I agree 100%.
Take care of ourselves. Let's quit fucking worrying about the world. If it collapses, it collapses, but at least we'll be safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, ain't nobody invading us anyway. We all got guns.
We're already invaded, dude.
Well, yeah, they did it. Well, that's
We got about 12 to maybe 25 million is their estimate. Somewhere in there is what's come in 3 years with Joe Biden. And a huge amount of them are military age, fit, young guys. And they're not coming here for a check.
yeah.
They're on missions.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
that had bounced.
Nah, I think his phone dropped on him.
Let me see.
DJ, what are you doing, bro?
Hey, DJ, I didn't see you up there. I don't see Tatted coming back up. Probably.
He might have had a phone call or something.
Oh, or he got bored. Or I don't know. He started saying, I don't want to get involved in no Palestinian-Israeli discussion.
I don't blame him. I don't either. But I mean, our politician has us involved. And
Oh,
I
there he
mean,
is.
it's our money.
Sorry about that.
Oh, you're fine.
We're being used. I mean,
It's sad, really, because we did have a good country. We really did. And it's just,
I'm telling you, we fucked up what was happening in World War II in Europe. The powers that be and what they were trying to do, the financiers, we messed that up. And they said, hey, we can't have that. And they've been after us ever since to bring us down. They don't want us to be powerful like we was at one time.
well, the Chinese are, DJ, the Chinese are buying up farmland too. And they're strategically buying the farmland that sit around military bases, if you can believe it.
Oh, yeah. You know what that's about, right? It's the same thing like on the ocean. They're observing air traffic.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've heard
That's
there's
all
been a
right. Like my daddy said, they can buy all they want, but guess what? We can kick them out anytime we want.
There was a comedian once that said, hey, let's take over Mexico. Fucking paint the whole country over. Fucking,
I want to give
I forgot how
California
that
back
joke
to
went.
Mexico. You know,
I forgot how that joke
We
really
stole it
went.
from Mexico, so we should give it back to them because it looks like California's going to collapse. It's going to be a huge donut hole.
California is a wreck. California's been a problem for a while now too. I don't.
Well, they voted in that leftist government culture back in the 70s after the war. They went full lefty. And after Vietnam, and they took over the Vietnam protesters took over the California government. It's,
Oh, what was his name? The
the protester?
yeah, what was his name? Not Obama's buddy. What the fuck was his name?
Oh, you're talking Ayers.
Yeah, him.
He was a weatherman.
Yeah, Weatherman. Yup. I think
I
he
was,
came to Ann Arbor and did some protests.
yeah. These are true communists. Dyed in the wool from Europe. Their family, the majority of them are Ashkenazi Jews. This is where all this is, and they have infiltrated everything. And, you know, you don't have to take my word. I ain't being anti Semitic or nothing. I'm just stating history and facts. Who owns what and what's happened. Because this ain't the country I grew up in.
There's a friend of mine that's a flight instructor at the aviation school at UND, and he said he's noticed an uptick of Asian students coming through.
Chinese
Yep.
teaching them how to fly our equipment so when they invade us, they're pre-trained. They'll know everything to do.
I grew up like I lived in Al Bundy's house.
Fucking Al Bundy was normal, man. What are you talking
That
about?
shit is great, dude. Oh man. I mean, like, I like Three's Company too, Tatted, but I mean, Jack just fucking
Jack
he,
was too gay for me, bro.
he's so klutzy is like it was kind of overkill. But
Who
I
has
still
two
love.
knockout babes and you're not banging them, man?
I know, right?
Right. I mean, I zoned in on that when that first come out, and I told Daddy something's wrong. He said, "Well, the guy's a fag."
It's still a great
He
show.
said,
You got
obvious. He said,
Larry.
if he's not in the bedroom with one or the other or both of them, he has a problem.
It's fun. Well, if you think about the time when it took place, 70s and 80s, right? I mean, you got
Right.
sleazy Larry, and then you got old timers like Don Knotts and the Ropers.
Yeah.
Well, Don
Oh,
Knotts was a fucking lot lounge lizard type. You know how he slithered in and would Google on what was her name? Suzanne Summers' character, Chrissy.
yep, yep.
Chrissy was with the Ropers, and Furley was with like Terry and Chrissy, I think.
But
Or
yeah, you ever watched? Pull it up and look at
what
Don
the?
Knotts when he's kind of in the frame with her, and he's in the background. He's not in the conversation, but he's rubbing his hand like a fucking praying mantis or
Pervert.
yeah. I mean, I'm serious. Y'all look at it, man. It's fucking weird. I'm telling you, man. When you're judging shit, always cut the audio off. You'll pay more attention to what the visual image is because you're being distracted when you're trying to keep the soundtrack going in your head. You can't give 100% of your focus of your brain on image. That's the reason they can program you with certain images and sequences and stuff. We all have been programmed since radio through the government, and it went into TV visual, then in computers. Now they're in the phones. They're everywhere.
Well,
Everything's visual driven.
Hollywood definitely took over that kind of shit. I mean, there's a
Yeah.
big difference between
Who do you
what was
think
his
owns?
name,
Hey, do you
Paul
who?
Harvey. There's a big difference between a Paul Harvey program and fucking a Hollywood movie.
Yeah.
You know what I
Who,
mean?
who do you think owns the TV studios, the movie studios? I'm talking the people in the background, not what you see in public. Who would you guess owns the record companies, the music industry, the radio networks?
Like Disney. Oh, it's like the Rothschilds.
No, no, no.
I don't know.
Okay, that's all federally licensed agencies. They are part of a propaganda arm of the prior to the CIA was OSS. It was to inform and program the public. It started as war effort to get unity across the nation. We look back in hindsight, the majority of people did not want to get into World War II. So it was a big division. And they started using
That's
radio.
true. There was a big division.
I'm an old ham guy. I know the whole history of this shit.
Did
This
you
is
know
all,
there used to be before World War One? There used to be 800 newspapers published in the German language.
yeah.
They shut that shit down. World War One came around. They shut that all down.
They
Hmm.
had their own broadcast system on the radio. They took that down because they thought it was spies. Uh, but always remember the history's written by the winner, and it's from his perspective.
Mm-hmm. His story.
History is just a sack of stories.
His
It-
story.
His story, and it depends on who his is.
Right.
Yeah.
But these people that we have watched and adored, and you idolized when you was a kid, rock stars and all that shit. One of these days, one of them's gonna come out. The old guys, like maybe Alice Cooper, will come out and just finally come say, "Yeah, we were contracted by the government through a subcontractee. What they call it? Something other than government charities or COGs or whatever. There's an acronym for it, but they use shell fronts. Like they
Yeah.
manage how the message gets to us through the FCC. The how, the why, and the means. They control that. We get sold a picture that you got independent radio operators. They're not independent. They're contractees to the CIA. That's part of the deal of having a broadcast license. I'm talking about shit probably get me in trouble, but
Oh, DJ, you talking about all the scientists? Yeah. What was that called? Operation Paperclip.
Oh, yeah.
well, what we're seeing going on right now is what Hitler was fighting. All right, he just went about it the wrong fucking way. He went after killing innocent people because he didn't like them, even though he was a self-hating Jew, and his movement was financed by the fucking Rothschilds. Do y'all know that? The pre-war
Yeah.
movement and the boom of Germany, the miracle of Germany. Where do you think that money come from when this was? They started it in the middle of the Depression. Nobody had money.
Hmm.
Wars are fought about money, selling arms.
Well, I hope younger people like Tadded and even younger. I hope they can choose their battles wisely. I used to be a big fan of Guns N' Roses growing up in the 80s and 90s, and I loved Slash and Axl Rose and all those guys.
Yeah.
But Axl Rose started getting all democratic and bitching about Trump and shit, and I just lost all kinds of respect for him.
Well,
And
he's always been a weirdo. Even Slash said, he didn't really ever fit in. That's the reason Izzy had to leave, right? It,
yeah,
it was
yeah,
between Izzy and fucking Axel.
yeah, yeah.
And Izzy said, "Fuck you. I ain't putting up with your bullshit." And he left. And then he started his group. What was it, the Juju Hounds?
They made some great music.
Oh yeah, man. That first song he come out, man, a little stab in the back to fucking Axel. I loved it.
Yeah, he made some good music with those guys.
Well, he was the songwriter for the group. Him and Slash.
Yeah, Izzy was the one that came up with the riffs and shit.
Right.
Yep.
He was the Keith Richards of it. He would come up with the rhythm, and then from the rhythm they would build the song out.
Yeah, yeah.
And then Slash would put or Axel would put the lyrics on it.
And Slash with the solos. I mean, that shit was great music.
I never
Sir.
liked Axel because I thought he was an arrogant fucking prick.
Well, yeah, he was. But
And
they were
when he
doing
shaved
the
his
bad boy
eyebrows,
thing.
he did the Joey Gums and shaved those eyebrows. I said, "Nah, man, that motherfucker's out of it."
He was the Detroit Pistons in the same era. Those guys were hitting it real big the same time the Detroit Pistons and the Bad Boys were winning championships.
Yeah.
It was just an
Fucking
era, like a Gen X era that you really haven't seen it since, you know?
I didn't really get him. They're kind of like a Rolling Stones. I'm not Rolling Stones. Led Zeppelin. They're a good performance band, but when you break their music down, it's con. It's to me, it's confusion. You got lyrics coming from one way and it's going in one arc. You got a solo that's going the opposite. And after Izzy left, I never could figure out the rhythm section on their stuff. It was like I said, it was very disorganized as a musician.
So they had I don't know if there was a guy in between, but then they got Gilby Clark, and that guy he did some solo projects and his music was really good too.
Yeah, but even like Slash said, whatever anybody had a great idea or thought, if Axel didn't like it, he killed it.
I know, right? They could have fucking sold out if he wasn't so stubborn. They could have made music for fucking ever.
It's like
yeah.
Chris and the Black Crows. If he, not Chris, but his brother, the singer, if he wasn't such a fucking cokehead asshole, the Black Crows were like the new Rolling Stones in the 90s. And he destroyed his own band.
Oh,
I
Bacon.
seen them, man, playing at Vanderbilt, Nashville, in a fucking little bar before they hit it big.
I've always liked Duff McKagan as a bassist.
Yeah, but he's like Axel too, dude. He got fucking soft.
Right, yeah.
He made some good punk rock music too. I think it was a band called 10 Minute Warning.
Like
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I
he
Izzy,
was in Velvet Revolver too, wasn't he?
yeah,
yes, he was. Yep.
like Izzy said, they just got too much money and too much dope too fast.
I'm really surprised you guys know this much about those guys.
Yeah, I'm 63, man. I know all about
I
music.
know. And Ted, what are you, Ted? At 33, 34?
34, yep.
I've been a musician all my life, dude. I mean, I grew up in the era where the greatest music was played on radio. I mean, the top 10, it was fucking. I try to explain it. Me and Grampy talked about it. You had to grow up in it because you was either a Beatles fan or a Stones fan. You were either Black Sabbath or Led Zeppelin. You know what I'm saying? It was
Hmm.
like baseball. You had your bands, your teams, and you followed them. You followed the songs. I showed you, I hadn't sung that song in a long time. I still know the majority of the lyrics to it, and
I
that's a
remember
live song.
I was a teenager, right? And I'm all getting into the music and everything, and I'm like, Dad, let's jam out to some Led Zeppelin. He's like, I don't want to fucking listen to that. I listened to that shit when I was a kid. I was like, God damn.
Like Keith Richards says, Led Zeppelin. I just really never got it because they didn't make music conventionally. It was just they threw shit together.
Bacon wants to know what do you listen to now?
Oh, what do you play, Raccoon? Oh,
Yeah.
instruments. I played
Oh,
back in the
instrument.
day a trumpet. I could play just about any of the wind instruments.
You know,
I was
my dad's a big time musician, and I remember I was like sixth grade, and I'm like, oh, I'll play the trumpet. I fucking dropped that shit.
It's not as
I,
easy as you think. It takes about
no, I am
it,
mission. I didn't realize that early. I'm like, that's my dad's department. I'll go do my
well,
own department.
a good horn player, you must have ears that can detect pitch, which is a sharp or a flat in a note.
Hmm.
It's not as pronounced with a horn. So you're kind of locked on whole notes, but you can improvise and kind of put a minor to it. But it's all about, you got to have the ears, and it takes years. Like, I started in the 5th grade playing trumpet. I played all the way through high school. I was first chair concert. I could have got a scholarship and went and played somewhere. But I just didn't give a fuck about that shit. I was burnt out on it, man. I had been doing it for 10 years by then.
Yeah, for me, it was a patience thing, and I just,
It takes about 2 years before you can actually play the thing halfway decent.
I mean, I'm a ADHD scatterbrain, so yeah.
Well,
That's about how long I've been playing bass now, is about 2 years. And there's been
and
plenty
then
of
I
times
picked,
where I've wanted to chuck that thing through the fucking window.
oh, well, no. I get that same way. I had to put my guitar down here a while back because I got sick and I just didn't have time to fuck with it. But I picked up a guitar at 53 and taught myself after about 6, 7 years of playing by myself, you know, not just strumming A, B, or A, C, or whatever, D,
Hmm.
G, typical country songs, rock songs. I learned like you'd learn a horn. I learned the chromatic scales. Yeah, they call them pentatonic scales on a guitar and a piano. But I was more fascinated, not as much as playing songs. That ain't hard to do. Was to learn all the placements on a guitar neck and what they meant in relation to the other one.
Hmm.
That the theory is what I should say was what I was more interested. But yeah, I love my guitars. I love music.
My dad has like 30 guitars, a xylophone. He had like a cello, and he's all kinds of different weird instruments. I got him one year. I got him some weird instrument that was a Scandinavian instrument. It was like a string instrument, but
Yeah,
it's just weird looking and shaped, and I don't even know if he pulls it out ever. But yeah, that's his thing. Music and cars. But
that's
me, I went the other route. I went sports. I went all sports.
as BB King said: guitars, Cadillacs, and big diamond rings.
Um, yeah, I got ADHD. Before you could diagnose it, they what? No, they didn't. They didn't die in the late '80s, and you acted up in school. They didn't. Oh, it's ADHD. No, there was none of that. They just said you're a shitty kid. you know.
Yeah.
Alpha, it's how you taught it. If you have to learn it linearly, it's 7 whole notes. Then you got one, two, what is it? 7 half notes in the scale? No, not 7. Yeah, 2, B, C, E, F. No, 5.
My
Right.
dad taught me one song. It was Louie Louie. It's the fucking easiest riff on the planet to play. You go, okay, that's it. That's all I'm fucking
One
prick.
chord, bro. Da-na-na, da-na, da-na-na,
It's one
da-na.
string and you just go up and down. That's right.
Right.
it is. That's all it is. Fucking crazy.
How about one of the greatest intros ever, man? I can't get no satisfaction. Dun, 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 dun. It's one string.
Well, we got some new cats in the Brett, did you see what I said to Sherry? Oh, I didn't show him. Oh, Rat, I'm sorry, bro. I should have showed you that clip. I should have showed you that screenshot too. Here, I'll share it in Discord. I'm not gonna fucking interrupt the stream. I'll share it to you in Discord, bro.
No.
I remember feeling like a freaking rock star when I first learned Nutshell by Alice in Chains.
I love that band. It's
I'd
so
like to-
dark. I'm the man in the box. Shove my nose in shit. So right out of high school, my buddy was in a band and he would play in these dive bars, and the band would play these dive bars in Detroit and shit. Well, 19, they were like, "Hey, you want to live with us?" I'm like, "Okay." So I'm 19 and I'm like, "Mom, Dad, I'm going to live here on the weekends, and during the week I'm going to live in Ypsilanti or no, you pick and choose." So I chose to live with them. Anyway, I was the roadie, the guy that would carry in the equipment and shit, because that was the only way I could get into the bars. I wasn't old enough.
Right.
And I remember one night, dude, I got a little too drunk or something, man. I went up, I fucking got on stage and started singing. I guess I did really good. I don't know, I don't remember it, but I was shocked. They said, "No, dude, you fucking killed it. You got up there and you killed it for a little minute." I know. I mean, I vaguely remember it. I know I only said maybe 4 or 5 lines of something in the song. I probably should have been a singer. I don't know.
Yeah, be a singer, man. Be a big rock singer.
They
You got
didn't.
golden fingers.
I still have one of their CDs. They didn't know a name. They didn't know what to name their band.
Who?
So these guys I lived with, and they were really good musicians too. It was
Yeah.
2 brothers. A guy named Davis. He played the drums. He was a good drummer. They hired this older guy as a singer, Carl. He didn't live with us, but we were all about the same age at the time, and so they're like, "We need a name for a band." And I said, "How about Moses?" So that's what they went by, Moses.
Oh, that sounds like a good name.
It was at the time. And they fucking made a CD, and I don't know how many copies they sold, but
They at least publish something.
yeah. Oh, they probably still trying to pass that shit out. Anyway, Billy, my good friend, he was the one that got me into it. He went on to join the Air Force and got married. And his brother became an airplane mechanic. I don't know what happened. Davis, the drummer guy, I don't know. He was working at a music store at the time. I don't know what happened to him either. That was like 30 years ago. 20 years ago.
The whole club scene's gone. It's live stream. Hell, I'm watching all the Rolling Stones concerts for free on YouTube. There's a guy that fucking live streams it. He's got a contract or something. He goes to every one of them.
Hey, Pookie.
You like that? You like that, Rat? Get a job, Sherry, you mooch. Oh, he's gonna be livid.
Let's call his mama up.
Fuck her.
Yeah, have a little interview.
Let's talk to Sherry.
I'm not drunk yet. What are you, Pookie? I'm on my first beer, man. Second beer.
Pookie's done had 2 fucking Bloody Marys this morning. What are you talking about?
Mimosas. She drinks mimosas.
Mimosas. She slams orange juice.
I don't.
Them
There's
old
one place here
blue-haired
on
women.
Sundays they do $14 endless mimosas.
Yeah, you go to a nice place to eat, and you see these old blue-haired ladies slamming mimosas,
That's
and you're wondering how the fuck they get home. Do they got a driver or do they drive themselves back? But they drink like a ton of champagne.
oh god, I'm getting bitched at.
You dog?
Mom, what are you talking about?
I think she's talking about when you said you got drunk and went up on stage and sang.
Oh, okay. All right, that makes sense. Bacon wants to know what was your most memorable concert that you ever went to, Raccoon?
I've been to so many. Uh, Probably the greatest accomplishment, I guess, in hindsight, was I was able at the right time to see the Rolling Stones in the late '70s and early '80s. I seen two of their tours in New Orleans, and I also was at the Day of Rock and Roll in New Orleans, and that was like 20 bands, 12 hours. And that was the first time we seen Van Halen. This was their first national tour. I've seen Black Oak, Arkansas. I've seen the Police. I've seen just about everybody, but trying to remember, there's a couple of them I never seen. The Eagles, or I didn't see Black Sabbath. They were broke up by the time I was old enough. But I've seen a ton of bands. But
Well,
the beat,
go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say the seeing the Stones and probably two bands that I didn't get to see that I really, really wanted to see was the Clash and oh shit.
The Clash, really?
Yeah, the Ramones.
And the Ramones?
Yeah.
24 hours ago. I want
I
to be
wanna be
sedated.
sedated. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. I wanna be sedated. Get me to the wheelchair, get me to the show. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Go, 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 go.
I saw a lot of greats. I saw Alice Cooper. I seen Ozzy, Nugent. But my most memorable was there was what do they call those where they get like a shitload of bands, but nobody's super big, right?
They call it
Um,
Battle of the Bands or Day of Rock and Roll.
Something like that. Well, it was in this place called Pine Knob in Detroit, and I went there for Slash. I mean, I think what was the closing act? Cheap Trick was the closing act, but Slash got up there and he was flicking guitar picks, and I got two of these motherfuckers. I
Oh
don't know
hell.
what I did with them though, because there was
Got to
really
smoke a
nobody around. I mean, I fucking was like, run over there and grab that bitch.
uh we
I
all
managed to
got to
catch one
hang
at a
out with
Shinedown
Willie
concert.
after the concert in Baton Rouge when he was really hot. The Redheaded Stranger tour. That was pretty cool. Get to hear him tell a few stories. And everybody's real patient, quiet, and listening. And he's very nice person. He didn't have to spend 20, 30 minutes standing outside his bus talking to us.
I saw Stone Temple Pilots. I saw Guns N' Roses when they had Buckethead.
I seen all the
Basic.
big ones back in the '70s. Blue Oyster Cult. Oh, I never got to see Bad Company. I always wanted to go to one of their concerts, but they didn't tour much down through here. I don't think.
Oh, Pookie's a blues fan. I got an interesting story about the blues. Freaking, usually every summer here they have like a blues fest, right? So I went one year a few years back, and I'm chilling down at the beer garden there that they had, and it was kind of packed or whatever. And the older black guy comes up, he's like, "Hey man, you mind if I sit down? We Sat down, drank a beer together, shot the shit for a little bit. Then later on during the day, that guy gets up on stage as the fucking national act. Well, it was fucking Guitar Shorty.
Pookie,
Cool.
you didn't trip, did you?
I saw a Megadeth. Oh man, and it was in a fucking like an enclosed like maybe 10,000. Where the fuck was it? Oh shit, I don't know, man. That fucking was the loudest. I saw DJ. I saw Gilby Clark at Harpo's. That was fun.
I seen George Jones on the Cocaine No Show tour when he was out of his mind.
So I saw Cooper and Nugent. It was a New Year's Eve bash, and Cooper came out in a straight jacket, and then
Is that when he
Nugent.
did the guillotine routine too?
I don't know, man. I don't remember, but and Nugent came out shooting a white buffalo with his bow and arrow. Like, what the fuck?
He's swinging in the stage like Tarzan.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, that might have been right.
He had the loincloth on, don't you remember?
Fucking wild motherfuckers, man. I used to love going to rock concerts. I just outgrew it, I guess.
I like obscure bands that, kind of made it but wasn't real big. Can Heat. I like the California, the acid bands of San Francisco when acid rock come out. And kind of like Grateful Dead music. It's tripping music.
Freaking the bassist for Red Hot Chili Peppers played butt ass naked at Woodstock '99.
Yeah, had a
Yeah.
tube sock
Flea.
on, didn't he?
Flea. Yeah. He had a tube. Yep.
Yep.
Him and Cadris or whatever his name is, Anthony. He they've been on stage several times with the tubes on.
Ozzy, I remember Ozzy. He had like this super soaker thing. I don't know if he was shooting out t-shirts or what, but he didn't eat any bats on stage, unfortunately.
Nah, he said he would never go through the fucking getting them rabies shots. Because that was the old one where you had to like endure 4 or 5 shots every day for so many days in your abdomen to kill the virus or whatever goes into your stomach. Fucking
I don't
weird.
know. I went downtown Ann Arbor. There was like a art fair or some shit, and this bat was fucking. We're walking down the street, and there's this bat on this guy's shoulder on the back, on his back.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh fuck. I don't remember what happened after that, but
I think it was 87. I was up in Nashville and I seen the Ozzy Osbourne with Randy Rhoads.
bats are no joke, man. I fucking hate those things. I was
but
in
we
the
got to have them or the insects would take over the
I
planet.
was in the synagogue, man, and fucking couple times bats would get in, and one got in my apartment, and I'm fucking taking blankets and tennis rackets to this fucking thing. I hide in the bathroom, dude. I shit you not. I fucking hid in the bathroom for a while, and I was like, "Fuck that motherfucker! I'm a human." Fucking
What was
thing
that
flies
movie
right at your head. They come flying right at your fucking head, man.
that George Hamilton vampire was American Vampire or something, and the Puerto Rican family in the ghetto, and a bat flies in the window, and the Puerto Rican guy, "Mama, mama, a black chicken, get it."
Oh God, you're such a crybaby.
Who's crybaby?
Bacon, she's a fucking crybaby.
What is she crying about?
Oh, there's too many people around me to smell my bad BO. Put some deodorant on, girl. Brush your teeth. Stop playing around.
I'd like to see the Stones one last time.
Do they
But they
still
were,
tour?
yeah, they're on tour right now. They're fixing to wrap up their North
Oh,
America
Jesus
tour.
Christ. Man, dude, how many?
They're up on Oregon or Washington, somewhere up in there.
Dude, you got to get sick of playing the same old songs. That's why I couldn't be a musician.
No, it ain't about the same old songs. Now they are so iconic that the young people get a chance to see what happened. That band started in '62.
Yeah.
So I
Well, they
seen
do it for
them.
the money.
I
I'm
seen
sure
them
they.
as a kid on Ed Sullivan, and Pookie did too.
Yeah. And
Seen the
Pookie stuff.
Beatles on Ed Sullivan when I was
Ed
5.
Sullivan. Ted, you're not alone. That was before my time.
You had to grow up in it because it was a fucking music crazy culture for 20 years, from the 50s all the way into the 70s. But when that disco hit, it just fucked everything up.
Yeah, there was one show, Ed Sullivan and Ed Sullivan.
No, there was other ones. Uh, what was that guy that had the talk show up in New York? He was from fucking Dakotas, I think, or Wyoming or somewhere. What the fuck was his name? He had like John and Yoko on his channel. It was just a talk channel. No, not American Bandstand. I'm talking about the guy that had his talk show like kind of like Johnny Carson, but it was more thinking. Uh, fuck. Little dude with blonde hair. He had
Hee
all
Haw?
the hip hacks.
Did you watch
David
Hee Haw?
Letterman. No, this was probably about 10, 12 years before Letterman.
I'm trying to fuck with you, Coon Man. Come on.
Pookie knows who I'm talking about.
Ted, there was a show called Hee Haw. It was like totally for Southerners.
No, it was for you fucking rednecks.
No, nobody fucking knew what that show
We
was
didn't
about,
watch
man.
that shit.
I'll find it right now. Hee Haw. I'll fucking share it on
Yeah, but I'm
screen.
telling you, people that were real Southerners and country people hated it.
Yeah, it was
They were making a
dumb, dude.
cartoon out of us.
I don't know who fucking watched that show, dude.
I didn't watch it. Johnny Carson, yeah. No, it
I
ain't
didn't watch it.
Johnny. Fuck it. He wasn't big mainstream, but he was. If you was in the know, it was like a hip show. It was in 70, 71, 72, which I was 11, 12 years old, and I don't even think it broadcast down here. I seen it later in clips, uh, his show. And it was more where Johnny was entertainment, cracking jokes, chit chat about, hardly anything of any meaning. This was more like an interview.
Ooh.
I'll look him up, but
Bacon, I'll answer for him. It's Metallica, it's Guns N' Roses, and some other band.
who tatted?
No, DJ. She wanted to know DJ's favorite bands. It's Metallica and Guns N' Roses. And then there's a third place. That's how well I know DJ. Me and DJ have been friends for like a good decade. I can't believe how long the internet's been around, knowing that it's been a decade.
You remember the only way you could talk was like in Yahoo chat. And you remember Yahoo Voice or Yahoo Plus or whatever it was, Google Plus. They
Mhm.
all started coming up with their own way for people to get together and talk. Was you around for that?
I wasn't. No.
You
I
had
remember there was
you
a
had your internet service provider like AOL, and they would have their own version of chat, which was really just
AOL Messenger. Yeah, I remember that.
okay. Well, that was your first chat rooms, unless it was peer to peer setup kind of shit. Till Yahoo come out with Yahoo Chat, Google come out later, and then they come out with their stuff, and they kind of became more popular. And that was what was in the late 90s, early
Mm,
2000s
yeah.
when that
No,
shit was going on.
there was I don't know if it was a dating site or what. It was called ICU. It was like the first, well, like one of the first social media things to meet people, called ICU. And then I get
Hmm.
down there trying to score with chicks and shit.
There ain't no chicks on there, man.
Well, this is like in early 2000s. Actually, we did meet up. I did meet up with one chick.
I know
I,
one thing. Them chicks don't meet me, and you don't want to meet up with them.
no, fuck that site is fucking garbage, dude.
I did. I fucking kicked my app out, left the fucking tokens and shit, whatever I
I
had.
need
I was
to
like,
do
well,
that.
I'm out of here.
It's a fucking scam. They're always asking me to swipe. Keep swiping. I'm like, oh, fucking
Swipe my ass, man. I mean, it just,
exactly. If I want to swipe, I'll go to fucking Tinder, or Bumble, or some shit. What the fuck?
it reminded me of a crude platform. You know what I'm saying? It just,
They just combine Tinder and TikTok. It's like,
and plenty of fish.
yeah, yeah, right. Oh, all the ugly chicks are on Plenty of Fish. I was on Plenty of Fish. I'm like, and I was like, what the fuck? How come all these hot chicks are on Tinder and all these ugly bitches are on Plenty of Fish? I'm like, what the fuck? I'm glad I gave that shit up. It was just a little 3 month stint. I was feeling lonely or some shit. I don't know.
You just wasting time because you're never gonna find nobody unless you could stumble across a winner like fucking Rainbow.
Yeah, I think it was after my little stint with Viper I got on those things. All sad and lonely. But then Ginger came along and whew,
Made it all better.
oh good, yeah. Ginger, she's a great woman, man. She doesn't talk much, doesn't back talk, doesn't, none
She
of that.
don't create a lot of laundry to clean or anything
No
like that.
drama, right? No laundry. She doesn't. She does her own dishes because I never see them.
Man, when you got a woman in the house, them motherfuckers will take a towel every time they wash their face. You're constantly washing towels. What the fuck?
It's-
What? Well, I was with my wife and two stepdaughters. What the fuck women do with all that toilet paper? I can make
oh,
toilet paper last.
they think they need a whole wad for 3 grips.
The thing is, they use
Come
toilet
on,
paper like
man.
at 4 or 5 times the rate of what I was.
I
And
don't.
that was three of them, man.
They
It was
act
like
like it grows
15 to
on
1.
trees. They act like it grows on trees, man. It does kind of grow on trees, but no, they do. Yeah.
They go through that. I had this one chick that come over and would clean my house, and she was OCD with paper towels. She would use it to clean a certain spot, throw that in away, then go grab another one and clean another spot. And I'm like, you ain't paying for these paper towels. And I mean, she was going through rolls like it wasn't nothing.
Becca was like that. I yelled at her. I'm like, fuck. I caught her one day. I'm like, what the? You don't need that much. She fucking wrapping this shit around her hand. Look at Rat Rod, thinks he's fucking 25 years old. Oh, my favorite band. Those bands aren't even any good. Rat Rod.
Like, I gotta jump down. Thanks for having me up. I'll be listening though.
Okay, well, I'm gonna probably end it.
All right.
I might come on
Later.
I'll stay up here another 5-10 minutes or something. But yeah, I gotta go up to the store and get some smokes and more beer.
Alrighty.
Oh, raccoon bounced too.
Shit.
Well, he must. Well, maybe I'll just. Teddy, you gotta go. You gotta go.
Yeah, I gotta bounce. Thanks for having me up. See you later, everybody.
Yeah, dude, for sure. We all got work to go do. I gotta clean my shed. Oops. What the hell? Oh, I got water on my phone. Rat. What do you mean I'm rude? Go put on some deodorant, brush your teeth, take a shower. Well, take a shower, then brush your teeth, then put on the deodorant. Bacon. Why don't you come to my house and you can see them for yourself? They're in their little pond. I'm inside the house. I'm not fucking going. It's too hot out right now. That sun's beating down like a bitch. Yeah, I gotta hit the road. Hey, if anybody sees Joey, my afternoon nap, what are you talking about? I don't have time for naps today, dude. I gotta get back on my JOBs. Into work hungover and unkept. My Jordan Poole face here. I'm looking at it now. That is a classic avatar, but I'm gonna have to fucking change it. I think soon. I don't know. It's getting outdated. Although all of you guys probably pretty used to it by now. Pookie left. Okay, Pookie left. Tatted left. And more people are watching now than when they were all here. Get a tiger avatar out? Fuck you. I ain't getting no tiger avatar. No, DJ, here. Let me find the clip. I'm going to find the clip and share it just so everybody gets good content. Yes. You got 10 seconds to answer, sir. Or I'll come up with your answers for you. How's that? I think John Denver. Oh, I gotta take a piss. Hold on. All right, I'm back. Let's see. What are you guys talking about now? Boy George? Yeah. Hey, Chip. Boy George. That's funny, Rat Rod. That's funny. That is Guido's fucking aha. Guido's a big fan of aha. Ah, Guido. Get up here on panel. Talk to us. Fucking Guido, the epitome of an NPC, non-playable character. Fucking Guido. Wham! There you go, DJ. That's Guido's favorite bands. There we go. John Denver, Wham, and Boy George, and aha. And Guido. No, who's the Culture? What was it? Culture Club or something? That was Boy George, right? Isn't it? Gloria Estefan. Guido. Guido, what are you listening to? Gloria Estefan. Oh shit. All right, I got about 5 minutes and then I'm fucking killing this stream. Y'all are gonna have to fucking get back to work. Who the fuck is Tiny Tim? I don't know. I don't even know who that is, Pookie. You can't roast me. I'm hosting. I'm the one talking. You down there chatting away like, who the fuck is Tiny Tim? I don't. Oh, Joe Biden's in New Hampshire today, is he? I can't believe he even won that damn fucking election 4 years ago. So many goddamn Trump haters. And, I mean, okay, Trump isn't exactly like a fucking role model and shit, but he fucking took care of business. Goddamn. It reminds me, so Tadded, he mentioned he likes to watch Three's Company. I watched, this is Donald Trump right here. Three's Company, Mr. Furley, right? Don Knotts, Mr. Furley. Well, his brother was a bully. He was a rich bully that fucking abused even his own mom. He was like, Mom, when are you going to pay the rent? You better pay that right now, kind of shit. I watched this episode with Mr. Furley tries to get back at his brother Bart Furley. Well, that's Trump, dude. Trump takes care of business. He may be an asshole and shit like that, but dude, at the end of the day, now Biden, he's just a pushover. Biden's just fucking dude. He can't even make coherent sentences. These fuckers voted for him. Something's rigged. Something was rigged back then. I still kind of believe that. I mean, how in the dark do you got to be? Because I don't get that political, but I saw enough of Joe Biden. I knew enough of Joe Biden back when he was Obama's vice president. Wouldn't touch that guy with the 10-foot pole. Vote for him? Fuck no. And I didn't vote. I've only voted one time my entire life. That was in 2009 or 2008, was it? And I voted for Ralph Nader. Now, he wasn't very charismatic, but he had great policies. And he was a third party. And after that, I just said, I ain't going to fucking vote. I might try to vote this year, though. I'll vote for Trump. I like the way he's fighting through these courts and fucking he's still going to fucking come out. That's pretty neat. Neato. Alpha Bacon, she's a big Biden supporter, dude. Drives a Volvo. Fuck. Alpha Bacon is like the poster child for Joe Biden. See, Rat Rod thinks that too. Alpha Bacon voted for Biden. I know she did. Goofy. You're a goofy. Okay. Well, yeah, DJ, you're right. Well, Alpha, you want to know why there's... Can I explain this to you? So in Germany, they also had multiple party systems, and old Adolf Hitler took control. So now they gotta control it. That's what happened. They used to have like, oh, okay, I gotta end the show. Hasta luego, everyone.